The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
Hi everyone, this is your girl Charlene here, also known as the First Lady of the Off the Top Ropes podcast. We cover all things AEW, WWE, and Impact Wrestling. If you're into any of that, come give us a listen. Thanks. Bye.
All right, guys, welcome back to Off the Top Rope podcast. This is the Underball Cyber Yeti. We are here for the weekly recap. Blackheart is not here. He is actually spending some quality time with his significant other. So we're gonna go ahead and take over a little bit. The inmates are in charge of the asylum. So we're gonna go ahead and run everything down. And as of after Extreme Rules, we officially have a new OTTR champion. Your boy, Cyber Yeti, is now your OTTR champion. After the previous champion tried to steal my shine and tried to say that we tied, but I made him double check that stuff, and he came to find out he lost by like 3. So now your boy is the new OTTR champion. So there is a new head of the table in
Acknowledge me.
You, and exactly like I put in that meme, you better acknowledge me. Big Mike, that includes you too.
Are now just at the table. You are not.
Oh no, I am the head of the table. I got the gold. I got the gold. You barely got a seat at the table. I'm at the head of the table. You're lucky you're not sitting at the kiddie table. So anyway, we're gonna move on. We're going to go ahead and start with introductions. Of course, right here to my left, we've got my boy, Big Mike. Big Mike, what's going on, man? We're so glad to have you.
Good.
We also have over here to my other side, we got, he doesn't have his mask. I don't know where his mask went. El Maverico, a.k.a. Mr. Maverick.
What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the OTTR Arkham Asylum.
Yeah. And then we have the first lady of OTTR. We got Miss Shar there down on the bottom. And then we have the conciliary. He doesn't have his mic on. He doesn't have his cam on. There's no surprise there. He's probably going to only have his catchphrases for the night. Mr. E. Dukes.
I totally agree with that.
Here we go.
That is.
Oh, we heard him. What's up, Dukes? What is going on, Dukes?
What's going on, Cat? That is.
I know you're gonna have some I know you're gonna have some stuff to say about this week in wrestling. So let's just go ahead and jump on into Monday Night Raw. Oh boy, here we go. This was the last Monday Night Raw before the draft. So we saw a lot of bullshit. We saw a lot of bullshit. First off, we are starting off with Goldberg. Goldberg vowing revenge on Bobby Lashley, which I'm sorry to say it, but Bobby Lashley's going to be busy with Goldberg until Crown Jewel. I don't think Big E's going to see it. You're not going to see him until after Crown Jewel if he's lucky. So Goldberg says he hopes he's lucky enough to kill Lashley for putting his hands on his son. And oh my God, this is probably the worst writing I have ever seen in my life for a storyline. We have seen this before. How many times have we seen this?
Too many.
It started with Rey. It started with Rey Mysterio and his boy. And it was Rey Mysterio again before that with Eddie Guerrero and his son. So it's just recycled stuff all over again. Boys, ladies.
Come on.
I know y'all in the same boat with me.
Can we go with original for a change?
Can we just write for them?
I can tell you this, WWE, you need to hire us as your writers, and we would do a hell of a lot better than yours.
Way better.
Look at this man!
Look who's in the house with his wave cap on.
Ooh, But hey, he's sitting up though. I give him props.
He is up.
Yes, he is up. So what's going on? What's
and
in
he's
your
not
mind?
eating.
What's on your mind, Dukes?
Fuck Goldberg.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what? All the shine he had on Goldberg had on him back in the WCW days and everything else is gone. It is
Long
no
gone.
longer existent because you know why? He's coming back for two things: money and to give a ratings pop. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like
And the
I
Honestly,
don't
real
it's
blame Goldberg because by all means get that bag, but like they've run this into like the fun is over now. Like we've
It
run this
really
into the
is.
ground. Like
it's
I
like
get
every
it.
new
Like
uh,
it's like
he got
every new champion. Here he comes. Every new champion. Here comes Bill Goldberg. I
He,
gotta test the waters.
oh God, it's not test the waters. It's more like you're going to take the title off of whoever you put the title on. You're going to put it on him for a little bit, and then you're going to have him lose it to one of your big stars that just momentarily comes back. For example, Brock Lesnar,
Yeah.
or you know something else like that. But surprisingly, I am really shocked that the title is not involved with this Goldberg match this time around because normally there is a title involved with him.
Yeah.
So with Bobby Lashley going into this fight, I honestly think this match at Crown Jewel is probably going to be Goldberg's last. He's going to slip out again. So
Yeah.
since he's
Of
not going to have
course.
the title, thank God.
Thank goodness.
let. I want to see it though. I want to see Goldberg go against Big E though.
I,
'Cause
I
that's Big E's. That's Big E's. That's Big E's dream match. No bullshit.
yeah, I think he said something about that
Big
either on
Big
social
he's
media or
Big
said
Big
it
something.
men
multiple
seven meats.
times.
Like I said, Big men seven meats. That's what he
All I'm gonna
wants.
all I'm gonna say is I'm sick and tired of legends coming back. Like you gotta stack the roster of just like
Yes.
wrestlers. Like utilize them. Why do you
Mm,
keep calling people? Like you had
agree.
if you want rating boost, why would you split up the New Day?
Exactly. That makes no sense. They all should have been on Raw.
Or
They should. Yeah.
why would you even split up the Hurt Business, who
That's
held you down
stupid.
the
Let's not get
whole
ahead of ourselves.
pandemic? No,
Let's
but
not
think
get
about it.
ahead
They
of
held
ourselves.
them besides Drew McIntyre. Who else was holding down WWE
It was a hurt
on
business.
Raw? On Raw, on
Um.
It
Raw.
was Drew. It
Oh,
was
okay.
the Hurt Business, and it was Bailey and Sasha.
I
They
said on
But
Raw.
we
I
talking
said
about,
on
I
we
Raw.
know,
talking about
but on
Raw.
Raw, on Raw it
On
was
Raw.
Drew and the Hurt Business.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the fact that you did that, you kept your good old boy going after Bobby Lashley for half of the pandemic out of Drew McIntyre, and then you split up the Hurt Business, and it's just like now you bring the New Day over, who made Raw pop again with all their antics,
Yeah.
and then you bring over Big E because he cashes in, and now with the draft on Friday, you split them up. What are you thinking?
They're
Right after
not.
you,
That's the
right
thing.
after,
They're not
right.
thinking at all.
But then, not to mention, you bring back the Hurt Business when Biggie and Bobby Lashley are fighting, but then you still pick the fucking New Day to go over to SmackDown?
It
How do you
doesn't make
start a storyline not to finish it?
It's stupid. It's stupid
yeah,
because that could have
and
been a huge thing for them to lead into a couple of pay-per-views for the Hurt Business and for the New Day to be feuding with each other. The tag team titles could have been involved. It could have been a long storyline. And even when it came to Survivor Series, if they would have kept them together and it would have been the Bloodline versus the New Day, the Hurt Business is still over here to screw with the New Day, even through that
And
process.
and not to mention the rating boost you will get for SmackDown and Raw because you got the New Day versus the Bloodline. The Bloodline runs SmackDown and New Day runs Raw,
Yep.
and you're just what do you
It,
WWE? What are you thinking?
they're not thinking.
They're
Anyway,
not.
moving on to the next fiasco. I freaking hated that they did this. Raw Women's Championship. We have Charlotte Flair versus Dewdrop. What the hell were they thinking with this? Okay, so they had to have had some inclination Monday that Charlotte was going to get drafted to SmackDown. They had to have had some kind of idea of that. Why in the heck have someone challenge her that we know that wasn't going to do anything? That's the big thing. So pretty much, it was a quick match. Charlotte hit the natural selection. They kind of went back and forth, but then Dewdrop got distracted by Eva Marie's music hitting and her coming out. The only highlight for this match was what happened after. Is
Yes.
when Shayna Baszler, which I love this, they're finally doing something with Shayna Baszler other than this stupid tag team of her and Nia Jax. She
Yep.
brutally attacked Eva Marie
Thank you.
and left her just laying there like she did with Nia Jax.
Thank you, Shayna.
Shayna Baszler, thank you. Put her on the shelf for like 6 months. Get us out of get her out of our
Get
mind.
rid of her, period.
By the
Get
way,
rid of her,
Yep.
period.
can we just also just a little subtle? You can see the difference. Did you see the difference between when she did that to Naya and when she did that to Eva Marie?
Yes.
Mhm.
I don't know about y'all. Like I know Naya was really fine, but like the scream that Naya gave, how realistic that sounded, how it looked real. I didn't for 1 second thought Eva Marie was hurt. Like it was the fakest. It was oh like could you sell it for
No.
30
Big
seconds? Like please,
big
like
props to
come
Nia Jax for the
on.
way that she sold that because you know why? She is an entertainer. She knows how to turn up the drama and when to turn it down. Eva Marie, she is just
Eva Marie.
Eva Marie,
She's an
Talentless garbage.
pretty much.
like please just make her a manager and let's just move on,
Agreed.
please.
I,
Get
I'll
rid of.
I'll be honest. This is when I went to the bathroom because there
I
was
think
not
I think
even.
that's when we all did something.
Yeah, we all went to do something else while this match was on. Dukes, you got anything to say about about this turd?
Those two shits are torchy for us, bro.
Hey,
I get my old saying, my old catchphrase from the jump. Those two shits are torchy for us. This whole goddamn Raw was nothing good.
they're
All I want is
well. Hold on. When we get further down the match card, there is something that I actually kind of enjoyed. So let's get a little bit further in, and
what?
there is something I kind of enjoyed. I'll get to it here in a second. And Big Mike, I think you know what
I
I'm
know
about
what
to
you're
say.
talking. Yep, I
Yeah.
know what you're talking about.
Okay. So the next match we had AJ Styles versus Riddle. This one is another one. Why are they having them feud with the same people now? The Viking Raiders have been getting buried, which I don't understand why. They're probably one of the best tag teams to roll through there
If
that are
not the best
underutilized.
tag team, if
They really
not the
are.
best tag team, if you think about, they are honestly the best tag team on Raw,
Yeah,
They are.
but they're being
hands down.
buried. They're being buried, and that's what bothers me.
Hmm.
Is
I agree.
I could tell you this: once they get to the end of their contract, they're not sticking around. They're not.
I don't.
Why
I
would
think
they?
they're gonna
For
run.
what? For
I,
what? For what? What? Like WWE is what, Hollywood for wrestlers?
pretty
Mhm.
much.
Yeah. So I mean, if you're not getting, if you are not being utilized right, why stay in Hollywood?
Exactly.
Agreed.
Exactly.
But,
Now,
but
go
here's
ahead.
one thing that WWE is not known for. One thing that WWE is not known for is tag team.
Not anymore.
And from that, like ever since the Attitude Era, does not have really been a good tag team that
Well,
really dominated as much as what you see now. It only, if it is, it only have been two teams.
there's only like
And right
two,
now,
maybe three teams that
The
that were
only
good.
teams that dominate ever in WWE is the Usos or the New Day. That's
Mm,
all you're ever gonna see,
Yeah.
and
and
and it's
you're gonna
sad,
keep seeing that.
Yeah.
it is.
and it's sad because you got the best tag team on Raw out of the Viking Raiders,
Mhm.
and they're not being utilized.
And I'm with gut feeling that they'll go to SmackDown and it'll just and they'll be like the new bar.
Yeah, I could see that happening. I could see that happening, but also too, the bar was kind of treated badly too. Yeah, they got a couple tag team title runs, but they were kind of treated shitty too. So, I mean, either
Yeah,
way, any
But I would say I can't really say that just because it was more so just injuries between Sheamus or Cesaro.
Yeah, that too.
So so if they didn't have the injuries, then you probably see a good title reign between that team alone, and it was great matches
Yeah.
between all the tag teams. But with the injuries that's being taken place, it's kind of hard.
Yeah, and anyway, with this match, Randy Orton was out. He wasn't able to be out there to give support to Riddle, but surprisingly, AJ Styles got a clean win. It wasn't really surprising. I thought Omos was going to jump in at some point. I thought he was going to, but he actually didn't until after the match. So kudos to that. But also, too, AJ Styles, he's a former world champion, so he really shouldn't need any help against someone like Riddle. He's only been a U.S. champion and a tag team champion. So realistically, AJ Styles handled it on his own like he should have. And then Omos came in and wrecked shop on him. So that was,
Can I just state that um, AJ Styles is a really sound wrestler. Like you
yes.
can, like I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if he looks like a soccer mom from Atlanta. The motherfucker can wrestle.
Yeah, he can.
Never puts on a bad match. He is my favorite wrestler in the company.
Even though
I
Never
he
puts on a bad match.
yeah,
even though he hasn't had too many world title runs, I could tell you this: he's going to be a Hall of Famer when he's done,
Oh,
easy,
hands down,
easy,
Hall of Famer.
easy,
Because you know
easy.
why? He is one of the very few indie promotion guys that the WWE is actually treating kind of okay right now.
Yeah, honestly,
Everybody,
really,
because you know
I
why?
agree.
He's become a company man, and there for some people that's kind of like a sellout move, but for him, he's proved
That's a
himself
great move.
everywhere else. That's a great move for him. He's comfortable. He can be put back the world title picture at a
Every
moment's
yes.
notice, and he
He's
could win.
won. He's
yeah,
won world titles like everywhere,
he has.
everywhere except for AEW. I mean, because they just really opened up, but like that don't matter because it's AJ Styles. That man is he lives up to his name when he says he is phenomenal.
Yeah,
He actually is a phenomenal wrestler.
and let me just throw this last thing in here before we move on to the next pile of crap here. Um, AJ Styles, when he signed his renewal contract with the WWE, I think a year or two ago, he said that this was going to be the last contract he signs before he retires.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a big but in that. I honestly think if AEW continues to grow the way they are, which
He'll go there.
he'll go
Oh, they
there.
will.
He'll go for even if it's for a brief run, he'll do that. And then once he leaves there, he'll go into the Hall of Fame after that. I guarantee you. Exactly like how Chris Jericho is, exactly like some of the other people that are there right now that are former WWE guys
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that have put in long years for the company, they're going to get put in the Hall of Fame too. So even if AJ
Like a
was
Daniel
to
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan, well Bryan Danielson, you know,
My boy.
Dean Ambrose, I could see it. Well, John Moxley.
But
Wait. What?
Max.
John Moxley to SmackDown? What? Huh?
You wish. You wish.
listen. If he gets into the Hall of Fame, he will not be called John Moxley.
He
No,
will.
he'll be Dean
He'll
Ambrose. He won't
he'll be
care.
Dean Ambrose till the day he dies in
He won't care.
WWE.
He
Yeah.
won't care.
No, he doesn't care.
But we going in twice. That's the thing.
Mm,
No,
No, no, he was a
no,
Grand Slam.
he's only
No.
going
he's
there
Grand
for the
Slam.
show.
I mean
But
that faction alone, honestly, the only other person in that faction that deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, even though he is the head of the table, might honestly would be Seth Rollins.
I think
I
Seth
don't.
Rollins is going to do a lot more than what he has already. I think he's going to do a
Roman
little bit more.
Reigns, he'll get into the Hall of Fame because of his family, not
Oh, of
because of what
course,
he's done,
of
not
course.
because
I
of
mean,
what he's
if you
done.
look at Roman's resume, though,
Especially
Grand
with the
Slam.
bloodline going on right now.
But
Ro-
what I'm saying,
Roman's resume is kind of loaded.
but what I'm saying is compared to half of the other WWE superstars that would be inducted into the WWE in his class, honestly, the only person who really deserves it for the work ethic is Seth Rollins. compared to Roman Reigns.
because I think Seth Rollins got to work and grinded sooner than what Roman Reigns did, and that's why I
Yeah,
feel like he'll get into the Hall of Fame before Roman Reigns. That's why I feel that
but
way.
Yeah.
But
look who he was. Look who his mentor was, though.
it was Triple H. It
Triple
was
H.
the head honchos from the back that were his his
Yeah.
guidance.
Exactly.
Yeah. So anyway, going on to the next pile of crap, which should have been mid card main event level match. It should have been
Uh-huh.
on main event on the main level. Um, Karrion Cross versus Jackson Riker. This
Oh,
had no business being on Raw. This should have been
it
a
really
main
was.
event match, and a match that Ricochet had or something should have been on Raw instead of this crap.
This should have been the 7:30 match,
Exactly.
the one that they had before taping.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
first off, I fucking hate Jackson Riker. I'm
Oh,
just gonna
I,
put
who
that out there.
I'm
who
not a
I'm
doesn't?
just
big
gonna.
fan either. I just feel like he runs his mouth too much on social media. Well, he did prior when he got himself into some hot water about what he said.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
But yet he's still wrestling,
Yeah.
because
which I don't get.
well, we all know the reason why behind that, but we're not gonna dip into politics here right now.
Yeah.
Um, so anyway, Cross won that match. It was a complete and utter squash match. It should have been a main event mid card match. He won with the cross jacket.
The
Still looking
worst
like
cross jacket I've ever seen in my life because
it
Riker
didn't
doesn't
even
know
look
how to.
like
He
it did.
doesn't know how to wrestle.
He didn't. It wasn't even here. It was like right here,
Oh
and
my
you
god.
saw his head away from his body, away from carrying across his body, and here he is. I'm like, what the
Like
heck is that? I could have
Like
sold
Like,
that
Corey,
better.
Corey Graves tried to fix it. Oh, he must be cranking on his neck. No, Corey,
No,
you know that they
Corey.
messing up. You know it. I know it. I can see it. Like
we all
I
know.
just release him already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
All
God.
right.
It was
So yeah,
horrible.
it was.
Next match.
Yeah.
Just move
We're
on.
going. We're going on to the next one. All right. So, God, where's Carew when you need him? All right. So we're moving on to the next match. It was a six-man tag. It was Jinder Mahal and his two dummies, and Jeff Hardy, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor. Okay. So we already know we're coming into Crown Jewel in a couple weeks.
Mhm.
They're
Yep.
trying to make Jinder Mahal and his two goons look good going
Yeah.
into Saudi to
Yep.
uh, to put
That's
them
the only
into a
reason.
big match. Why do I have a strange feeling they're going to put either Jinder Mahal in one of those goons or the goons and Jinder Mahal supporting them into the tag team title match for over at Crown Jewel?
Wouldn't
Why do I
surprise me.
why do I have that feeling?
That wouldn't surprise me.
Wouldn't surprise me either.
Be-
It'd be a lot better than Mansoor taking the title off of Priest because I'm gonna lose my mind if that happens.
I
Well, can I just say I actually kind of like the Mansoor Mustafa Ali tag team a little,
It's
just a
I
okay.
little
do.
bit,
I like that
That's
just a
tag
because they
team
little.
can both
also.
wrestle. That's because they well, Ali is he's
He
vastly
really,
underrated. He's so good.
he really
Yeah,
is.
And Mansoor isn't that bad. Like I don't have no problems with it, but
He
like,
yeah,
Well, he only
like
did Mansoor only did a couple of matches in NXT. I think it was like two or three matches, and he got moved up to 205 Live, and then he went straight to the main roster. So I mean, they wouldn't have done that to him just for the heck of it after the Saudi show. Now, if
Mhm.
it
yeah,
was before, then I could understand. Have a hometown boy on on the card, just so you can get that big pop. But this all happened after the Saudi show, and he's actually been doing pretty good. I've been actually impressed with some of his work that he's done, especially
he's
with
entertaining.
yes, especially with Mustafa Ali. Ever since his faction fell apart, Mustafa's kind of been floating in in purgatory.
Neverland.
So with this tag team, I'll be honest, if they kind of keep booking them the same way they are, I mean, I could see them making a run for the tag team titles. If they're
yeah,
Yeah.
looking for someone to put the tag team titles on from, RK Bro, or, if they decide to
that's
bury the
not gonna
Viking
happen.
Raiders more.
They're not there anymore. They're going to SmackDown. So
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, that's right. They're going to SmackDown
Yeah,
after
they're going
Crown
to
Jewel.
SmackDown.
Well,
yeah,
oh, yeah, Bloodline, no, they're not going to do that.
they're not going to take that away from them.
No.
They unless magically the Usos get drafted to Raw, which probably is not going to
No,
happen.
it's not going to happen.
It's not
No.
gonna happen, but
Then
the intrigue for Raw is there because I gotta
yeah,
see how they gonna play this out.
yeah. I want to see like yeah. Let's see. All right, next match.
All
Before we
right.
get to SmackDown.
All right. Okay, so the next match we have is the United States Championship. We've got Damian Priest versus Sheamus again. For the love of God, let let Sheamus do not Sheamus, but let Damian Priest do the open challenge. Give some of these
Yeah.
lower card guys a chance to come up and actually get themselves noticed.
Agree.
Please,
I hear
Please.
please.
you, but that was a damn good match.
It was a
That
good
was a
match.
damn good match. I hear you, but woof.
It
I was
was
sitting there like, God damn, this match is stiff as hell.
oh, they were hard hitting each other, man. It was no joke. But you know what? Big props to Damian Priest. He is putting in the work.
He
He
really is.
is
Every
busting
week,
his
I look
ass.
at him like, yo, this dude is really good. Like he's a lot better than every week I come away like Priest is better than I thought he was. Priest is
Yeah.
better than I thought he was.
It's an,
It's almost to the point like I can see him in the main event picture. Like
that's
Get
another one.
you know
That's
what?
another one.
You know who I would love to see win this King of the Ring tournament? Damian Priest. Have him win it with the US title in hand. That's just going to strap a rocket to him and pff, it's going to be
Yeah. Oh,
he's
absolutely.
going to jump up the roster, and it's not going to be like it was when King Corbin won it. It's going to
No.
be a case of, I don't want to say Austin esque when he won the King of the Ring and Austin 316 was born, but it's somewhere in the middle that I would say that that's where it would put Damian Priest, and I could see him going and moving on to move up to potentially challenge for the world championship. But they have to book it right and they have to make him look strong, which they have been the past couple weeks. So
I mean, I guess that's the one thing that the writers have been getting right for Raw is the way they've been doing Damian Priest. You know, because honestly, again, just like Mike said, it's like every week, I'm starting to get sold on Damian Priest. Every week that he wrestles, he puts on a fucking show.
big props to him, and I'm loving every minute of it. Dukes, you have anything to say about this match, Damian Priest versus Sheamus?
You look like it. You came on camera.
Yeah,
All right, all right. I'll put it this. I love
Ah,
Damian
there it is.
Priest,
yeah.
but I'll say is with Damian Priest, I can see him going to SmackDown.
Didn't he already get
And
drafted
his
on Talking Smack though? Didn't he get drafted back to
no,
Raw?
nope.
No. Okay.
He, and here's the reason why. Because of it's just because of the loss of the Mysterios. Loss of the Mysterios. Oh, and here's the reason why my whole mindset's the way it is right now. The loss of Mysterios. Fox needs someone that could bring the Spanish how to put it
graphic.
The
Spanish
graphic.
culture
The
to
graphic.
Spanish demographic to Fox. Who other than who has that Spanish demographic more than David Priest?
I could tell you this: if Damian Priest gets moved over to SmackDown, Shinsuke and Bugs are going to go over to Raw
Yeah.
Yeah,
because they're
And
not going to
that's
keep
what's gonna
both.
happen.
They're not going to keep both mid titles on one show. So yeah, that
which
would
I
have to happen.
wouldn't be
No.
surprised because I kind of think Shinsuke might go to Raw. Like,
Well, I mean, Apollo Cruz and Commander Aziz already got drafted to Raw, so that should already say
that should
something
kill
because
that. Yeah, I know that should
only
kill that.
only only because Apollo Cruz was the former Intercontinental Champion. So what's gonna happen is they're probably gonna bring, like you said, bring Damian Priest over to SmackDown, and what they're gonna do is they're probably gonna have these titles have like a tournament for these Monday titles and these SmackDown titles. That would be the most appropriate thing to do. But will it happen?
Mm.
No.
I have a feeling what might happen is we might have some more title matches added to Crown Jewel, And I
Oh
think
yeah.
we're going to have some title changes happen. I could see if they want to keep Shinsuke Nakamura away from Apollo Crews, I could see him losing the Intercontinental title to someone who goes to Raw. And then at that point, he stays on SmackDown, and then he starts up something with Damian Priest, which would be good for Damian Priest because Shinsuke Nakamura is a former Royal Rumble winner. He has had championship title matches, and plus he's a multi time intercontinental champion. So
Yeah.
I mean, this would be a good feud for him if that happens. Now, also the opposite could happen is they could just send Nakamura over to Raw, and that whole Apollo Crews get rehatched. That whole feud gets rehatched
Let's hope
again.
not.
I hope not.
We don't need to see
Or
this rematch go on for
or
months.
the third thing that could happen is this is when he gets his heavyweight push, his world title push,
That could be it too,
Shinsuke.
which would be about
And
time.
It would.
I think that because Vince McMahon already stated that Shinsuke's starting to grow on him, so he's at that age where they're probably gonna give him that push. They're gonna make him lose that title, and it's either the titles, the Intercontinental in the U.S. are gonna switch over shows, and um, he's gonna get his title push, or he's not gonna get his title push. That's what I think.
I think the reason why Shinsuke is growing on Vince right now is because of Boogs, because he is bringing a whole new
Yeah.
factor into Shinsuke Nakamura that he has not had. Not
Yeah.
even
Yep.
not even through his heel turn. He didn't have this kind of push behind him
No.
without the people in the back. So I could definitely see something happening there. Okay,
Yep.
so we are moving on. Akira Tozawa. Oh my God, boy.
Wow.
Why
Skip.
did you have to try to call someone out when you knew they were gonna bring out Keith Lee? Why? I
Yes.
want to fight our truth. Well, no, you
You
got a
didn't get our truth,
response.
buddy.
He got a response from
Bearcat.
Keith
Bearcat.
Bearcat Lee, which to
Bearcat.
which to be honest, I kind of dug into the wrestler that the name came from, and to be honest, it's kind of appropriate, just the way that Keith Lee is built and the way that
Yeah.
he has that
Yeah.
that demeanor is kind of appropriate. I want to see what WWE does with it. If they totally turn it to shit, it's not going to be worth it. It's going to be a disgrace to Keith Lee and to Bearcat for
Yes.
what they have done. But it's going to be interesting to see. So Keith Lee comes out, does a quick squash match, leaves Tozawa laying on the mat, and goes to the back. So anyway, two shits in a toilet seat flush. That's what
That
that
was
was.
that was definitely a heel turn too, by the way.
Yeah, that was definitely a heel turn by Keith Lee.
Definitely a heel
Yes.
turn.
He had none of his swagger he had
No.
when he was face. All of it was gone. He had just a stern look on his face, and
Mm-hmm.
he's a heel. He's a heel
He
now.
is.
So
And I'm here
It's
for
over.
I'm
He's about to start squashing a lot of people.
yeah, he
He
is.
is.
And
it.
WWE better write it right
They
because
better.
oh what? We've got someone who just came back from a date, it looks like.
He just couldn't
He
let us
couldn't.
have it. He
He
just couldn't
couldn't.
let us have it.
We were doing so good.
Oh my God. Blackheart, what are you doing?
And
What
then
do you?
silence.
He's supposed to be getting some action, and this man's in. Come on now.
Man. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna move on from that match. Okay, so next we got another BS match. We got a 24/7 title championship match. Reggie versus Ricochet. It ends in a no contest, which I don't get. I don't get why in the heck did they even make this like an
Well,
official match? They should have
I
just let it be like a run through like they've always had it. This is
that's
complete
stupid.
waste of time.
That
So
title's a complete waste of time at this point now
It's
too.
wasting. It is.
yeah,
It's
so
It is.
I'm not gonna lie though. I got low key excited. I was like, wait, Ricochet and Reggie? Oh, these dudes is about to jump off the Titantron. Like, what is about to happen with these two?
I
These
low
dudes are
key.
about to flip over everything.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So anyway, it ended in no contest after Drew
It
Drew
ended in
Gulak.
nonsense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it ended
So
in
after
nonsense.
Drew
Can I
Gulak.
just say that I'm really pissed off at how they rebranded the hardcore title, and then now they have it not being defended 24/7.
Yeah.
I just wish they would bring the hardcore title back and just get rid of this
Get
crap
rid of
because
this one.
Yeah,
the hardcore title, if it was actually hardcore, it would be entertaining to actually watch. This is just
You
bullshit.
would. This
yeah.
title's just a waste of time, and it's like boring and same old crap every week.
And they're booking it
Nah,
on fucking TV.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Sorry.
They should be showing segments where the dude's running from people.
Yeah, just
No,
like
I'm
have a
sorry.
match, then a segment, another match, maybe have the segment go into the match a little bit, and then just do something like that so it's at least a little entertaining, you know.
Yeah.
But
No, I'm
anyway,
sorry. I can't
go
do
ahead.
that. I can't. It's just because the hardcore title represent everything that back then. Just because of Crash Holly. Crash Holly made the hardcore title back then.
Yeah,
The 24/7 title.
And I understand that.
It
I can kind of
24/7
understand.
title. It, it don't have that same fire that once is.
It
When it
doesn't.
first
I
came out,
understand that. I understand that, but I mean, it's just the reason why it doesn't have that same fire is because of the way they're booking it.
It is.
The way that it's being booked is and the person they have holding the 24/7 title is making it so it's not even a contest for other people to even get a chance to make it a contestable match.
Yeah, I
You got some
completely
guy that
agree.
flips over everything. How are you supposed to wrestle somebody like that? It's wrestling.
Yeah,
And you have a 24/7 title that's supposed to be defended 24/7, and it's defended when they book it
it's
That's
stupid.
with
stupid.
a person who makes it non-contestable. I'm good. I'm over the 24/7 title. Next match.
Okay, so the next match, this just adds to what I was saying about the Viking Raiders. Angel Garza versus Eric. This match, what was the point of it? This was stupid. Why are they having Eric lose to Angel Garza like this? Yes, Angel Garza and Herberto Carrillo as a tag team, I love it. I want to see more of it. That is a huge thing. They could potentially become contenders for the tag team titles.
Yeah.
I could see them feuding with the Viking Raiders if it was a good match. This wasn't that great. This was a filler. That's all it was. And it just aggravated me. And the way that Eric lost by a wing clipper, come on. It was disservice to Eric. Now, if it was a decent match, like a 5 maybe 10 minute match, and they actually went to war with each other, then I could
Fine.
understand that. I'd be fine with it. But it wasn't the case. This was
Yep,
ridiculous. So
I
anyway,
agree.
what do y'all say about that?
I agree.
Ass.
Yeah, pretty much.
Typical booking.
Hmm.
This-
you know, I'll say the Angel Garza, the Puerto Carrillo, they remind me of the Shining Stars
Really?
so much. Yeah, what was it? Carlito's cousins, brothers and shit.
I
Primo,
know who you're talking about. Yeah, Primo and
Yeah.
the other one.
Epico,
Yeah, not
Yeah,
yeah,
Primo
Epico,
Epico.
Primo.
The colognes.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't it kind of remind you of them, but just a little bit. One more Spanish person that mug.
Yeah.
I'll probably bet you'll be in the Mexicals.
I'll
Okay, go ahead, man.
no, just go ahead. Let's move on. As I was going
Oh,
to say, just next.
yeah. Okay, so they kind of pulled Raw kind of pulled the same gimmick that they pulled last week, where they had a match with Big E and Bobby Lashley. It ended in a no contest. And they pushed it back. They went ahead and upped the ante and they made it a steel cage match for the end of the night. Now, let me tell you, I was so damn happy when I saw the Hurt Business get back together. with Sheldon Benjamin and Cedric Alexander.
Yeah.
Holy crap! This needed to happen. The breakup should never have happened because because we all knew a potential situation like this could happen. Because I hate to say it, but Bobby Lashley by himself, he can be good for a little while, but then he'll get stale.
Yeah.
Yep. He's like
And
potato chips when the bag's open, bro.
exactly. And you know what? They should have planned for something to happen to MVP because yes, he is older. Yes, his body isn't as good as it used to be, and that they had that exact situation happen. What was it? Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules was
Mhm.
when
Yep.
he got hurt. They should have had him with Sheldon Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Sheldon Benjamin knows how to talk on the mic, and Cedric Alexander, he has his moments, but I think he's a little bit higher than
Yeah.
what Bobby Lashley is right now. So I honestly think this second match was good. It was pretty good. Big E came out on top, like we know,
Mhm.
but
Match was good.
the match was good overall. But the thing that we taken away from Monday night from both of these matches is that the Hurt Business is back together, and
Yep.
now
Exactly.
and now Big E is left with no backup now.
It's
He
stupid.
I
has
just
no backup.
That's
ah
stupid.
first off, I ah I was so angry about this because it was like when I first saw Cedric Alexander, it didn't even look like him. First off, I'm
No, it
like, who the
didn't.
hell
Yeah.
is this guy? I'm like, who the fuck is
Like who's
that?
this?
And then it was like, oh my god, it's Sean Benjamin and Alexander. I was like, oh shit, that is Cedric. When they finally did a close up, but then I was like, of course they got the black guys going against the black guys. Some more black on black crime.
Oh my
Come
god.
on, come on.
Well, I
But
mean,
I mean, it was a great fucking match, man. I'm
yes.
sorry, but I mean, we have what 2 more weeks of New Day and Hurt Business. If they do this storyline right, maybe they make it seem like the Hurt Business got him out of town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
If
that could
if
definitely
the
work.
storyline does it right, if their writers do it right, they can make it seem like we got their asses out of here.
Yeah,
Mhm.
But that's not gonna happen.
I don't think so
Well, we
either.
know,
I still think it's gonna fall flat just before Crown Jewel, and then everybody's gonna split up, and I think that's
or
stupid.
I
It is.
still think WWE should just hire us to write this shit
Yes. We could do a better job than half this crap that they give us
because I
every
feel
week.
like we came up with like 19 ideas already just for Raw.
Yeah, exactly. All right, Dukes. So what do you think? I know you have your own 2 cents, and if you say WWE, you ain't shit, I am muting you.
All right, I'll put it to you like this: WWE ain't shit, bitch.
I can see it in his face. That's what he wants to say.
All right. All right. Bobby Lashley and the whole her business. I really didn't give two cares. I really didn't give fucks about it.
Really?
Whole, if you really take a look at it, the whole storyline of they breaking up, Bobby Lashley beat the brakes off of Sean Benjamin and Cedric Alexander. Later on, Cedric Alexander and Sean Benjamin had a beef between those two. Now all of a sudden you come happy, giggity, giggity together. That don't make no damn sense.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there on that, Dukes. We could say the exact same thing for multiple storylines and past storylines that have happened. I will give you the perfect example when the bloodline was first starting to get together.
Thank
Who
you,
got the brakes beat off of them multiple times at pay per views and still came back for more of a beating?
Mr. Main Event himself, Mr. Main Event Jay Uso.
Jay
Yeah.
Uso got his butt beat multiple times. When Matt Hardy was in the WWE, Matt Hardy, Jeff Hardy had probably some of the most brutal feuds when it came down to who was going to beat the crap out of who. So
Yeah.
I mean, they had it, but yet they came back together.
Mhm.
You
Even
know,
Triple H and
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels and Ric Flair. Like, come on, dude.
All right,
Like some of the
all right,
best factions beefed with each other. Even The Rock with his faction.
Nation of
all right.
Domination. Yeah,
One,
Yep.
all right. One. You talk about Jey Uso and Roman. That's blood, real life blood.
You can't
So
So
justify
honestly,
anything he just
honest,
said.
but if you read, if you really take a look at this one right here, it really don't make sense in the kind of way. But for to bring back the Hurt Business, it was alright. It was
So
okay.
the bloodline,
I,
so the
I'm I'm
bloodline
gonna
makes sense.
I'm gonna dust off an old thing that I said in chat a couple earlier this week. E Dukes, your opinion is officially null and void for this section. I do not think so. You are trying to argue a fact that has been done multiple times, and these people have come back together and they have fought with each other. So do not bring that up because you have lost that fight.
It's called hate. That's what it's called.
It's called hate.
It's called hate.
Okay.
No. It's
Yes,
not. It's not
it
hate.
definitely is.
No. I'll put it like this. It's not hate. It's just for me personally. I just want like a little build up of a storyline to the point where of them getting together and shit.
But it's been the
That's
same
all I'm saying.
storyline with WWE. It's been the same storyline with WWE for years, bro. It's been the same for years. Look at first off, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan, even though they had their own beef, them dudes came in here and they were killing WWE when they first started. That's an example. You got now we're gonna bring the bloodline. I'm just gonna move on to a whole new era. I'm sorry, the Shield. Look at the
Yes.
Shield. The Shield.
Yes.
They all had beef with each other, all
They
because of
did.
what Seth Rollins did.
Mm-hmm.
They all
That's the
still came back to work together.
and they all still
Yeah.
fucked shit up. They did their
But
one
yet,
last
but
run.
yet, wait. You said the Shield, right? But yet but yet it was a storyline with them for them to come back together.
But they all fucked each other up.
They did.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
D
Previously, before that, but yet it was a storyline for them to come back together. Join
but
to
It
be
doesn't matter. Like I said
Shield.
just a couple seconds ago, your opinion for this
And
section
this
is
is
officially null and void. You're fighting
and this is
a losing battle at this
and
point.
listen. I'll put like this. It's all right, but yet at the end of the day, WWE still fuck you ain't shit.
are we moving on to Tuesday?
Yes, we are officially moving on to Tuesday. I have officially muted E Dukes for that. I told him if he said one single catchphrase, I was going to mute him. So I officially have. So for Tuesday night, we are moving on to not SmackDown. Why the hell am I saying SmackDown? NXT 2.0.
Because didn't they used to come on Tuesday?
Yeah, a long time ago.
SmackDown?
A long time
A
ago.
very
Yeah.
long time ago.
Okay, so I'll be honest. I'm a huge NXT guy. I love NXT. Well, the old NXT. It's starting to take a downward turn, and I'm not liking it. So we're just gonna do a quick rundown of.
Let me guess. 3 weeks in now. 3 weeks in, it turned to shit.
It's turning to
Mhm.
shit now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's going down the lane.
yeah.
Is it really?
Because everybody got to get their entertainment in, right?
This
What the
ain't
fuck
entertainment.
happened?
This ain't
What the
entertainment.
fuck happened? What happened to wrestling? Just please, someone tell me what the fuck happened to wrestling.
Vince is trying to do it with dementia. Anyway,
Run through this match card, please.
yeah, real quick. All right, so Boa finally gets a W. She finally gets a W. Ming Ying was probably going to kill him if he kept taking those L's. Oh my God. Andre Chase came off of last week's hilarious segment. Couldn't do anything against whatever was in the smoke. Ying blew in his face. Again, this was just a complete and utter BS match. This was like, this should have been like below developmental match. It has Vince McMahon's name written all over it.
Ugh.
It has Vince McMahon's name written all over it. Got his hands on it and just said, that's exactly what he did. So 2 shits in the toilet, sleep flush. Actually, I'm saying that for the whole NXT 2.0 for this past week. I'm saying that for the whole thing.
No, I mean we can just kind of blow past, but that main event, that match with Maverick's new boo
Mm-hmm.
and the girl from Hit Row, I was
Listen,
I was highly entertained, but I was into that match. They had
listen.
me.
Hey, listen.
They had
Don't
me.
talk. Don't talk about my girl without saying her name right, bruh.
Say her name. What's her name?
Go ahead. Just say it. Say it one time. Just say it one time.
Say it one time.
Electra
Let my
Lopez.
ears ring.
Oh, what? Did
There
I
we go. Oh
did I not
my
get it right? Oh,
God. Woo woo.
I was highly entertained by that. That was good for me. I'm
Yo,
surprised she won.
that was the best match of the night, bro.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
Out of,
surprised she won. But then seeing Hit Row go to SmackDown, it makes sense. They had to kill that rivalry real quick. So
Yeah.
I
So
just want
that's
to say
that's this flap.
I'm happy for Hit Row though. Even though they being moved up, I'm happy for them. The
I'm
only
not.
reason
I'm
why
scared to death.
I'm scared to
only
death
reason
too.
why
I think we have
only
to
reason
be.
why I'm happy is because they get moved to a main card. I just like when people get moved to the main card.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's too early or if it's too late, like I get happy when people are being moved up where they feel like it's time for them to go. You know what I'm saying? That makes
I
me happy. It's like your kid. It's like your kid going off to high school or your kid getting their
going to
license. You know
college.
what I'm saying? You
Hey,
get
yeah,
excited.
Yeah.
I'm
It's a
excited. I'm excited for Swerve. I think this
Swerve is
could be
going to do
big
a
for him
lot
because
of big
Swerve is
things.
ready. He'd been ready for the main roster. Them
yeah.
other ones,
They're still
we'll
fairly
see.
new.
We'll see with them, but Swerve is definitely ready. My question is, what happens with the belt?
They're probably going to either do they're going to do a tournament to find the top two and have them wrestle for it, or they might have them
I mean,
carry it to both shows and have them lose it to someone on NXT.
Just like
maybe
carrying
they'll do that.
cross. They'll
I
do
mean,
the
Kind of.
carrying
let's
cross thing.
just give the belt to LA Knight and just call it a day because we all know that's what's gonna happen. Like they're just gonna give it to him. Like
Hey, how do you know he's not going to come up in the draft on Monday?
Ugh,
he's not ready.
I don't think so.
To me, he's not ready. I
To
have
Vince
been.
McMahon, he might be sitting there saying, "That's some good shit."
Oh
He
god.
he has not impressed me literally from the day he premiered. I still don't know what all the hype is about. Like he's all right in the ring. All right, cool. You can wrestle, cool. But like you ain't. I have seen
I'd
nothing
rather
special.
I'd rather have Grimes get moved up than
I would
LA
rather
Knight
Grimes than LA Knight too. But
easily.
No, boy, I'd rather have LA Knight.
Dukes, I can't figure you out. I can't figure you out at all.
Come on, you saw
Sorry.
what he just did with the defending the faction. You really think he's gonna sit here and choose the Grimes over fucking LA
I
Knight?
I can't figure you out,
Nah,
His
man.
nah.
name is E Dukes the Villain for a reason, you guys.
It's
Listen,
how many times do I have to press mute?
I press mute right
listen.
about now.
With LA Knight, well, I'm kind of happy for Hero going going to SmackDown, but for how long they're gonna actually be there for? Meaning, how long they might like get lost in the shuffle when
Oh,
it
they'll
comes
get
out
lost
to
in they'll have
They'll get
some
lost
heat.
within like the first like 2 weeks.
No, they'll have some heat behind them for a couple weeks. I would say probably the longest a month, and then
I
after
give
that
it a month.
they'll get lost in the mix.
I give it a month.
They'll be the Austin Theory.
Same thing, Austin Theory, yeah. But here's the thing:
uh
I'm just gonna touch on a couple of matches here because most of it, to be honest, NXT
It's not even
2.0
NXT
is
like
not.
was trash
mattered.
this week.
Yeah. Okay. So we're gonna touch on the whole thing with Raquel Gonzalez. What happened with her that night? Um, Pretty much she's solo now. No more Dakota Kai. She has no one watching her back anymore. So we knew with when she was going into that match with Frankie Monet, we knew that the Robert Stone brand was probably going to be right behind her. So pretty much, man, I don't even know some of these girls that are with Robert Stone anymore. I'm like, who the hell are these girls? Um, Jessie Camara, is that her name?
I think it is.
Uh, yeah. So
Yeah.
two other two of Robert Stone's newest additions. You know, they jumped into the ring. They pretty much jumped Raquel Gonzalez. This was not that great, to be honest. I mean, if you're gonna put the beat down on somebody, you need to 100% commit. You can't
Yeah.
you can't make it look like, oh, well, should I do this or am I doing this right? It looks like they're lost on what they're supposed to be doing. And that's what bothered the hell out of me on this section of the show. If you're gonna have the Robert Stone brand come down after after Frankie Monet lost and beat the crap out of her, you need to do it all the way to advance the storyline. And that's what they did not do. I felt like it was sloppy. I felt like it wasn't right. Yes, they left Raquel Gonzalez on the floor, but what's the whole point? Mandy Rose, you know, was out there, wanted up going out there too, and made her intentions known. And I'm just like, okay, are they just going to try to pass the title off to another former main roster person again? They did it with Finn Balor. They did it with God. I think Finn
Samoa
Balor,
Joe.
Samoa Joe, and now we're looking at Mandy getting it too.
Yeah.
So I mean, what you're sending
You know what
your
they
jobbers to NXT again just so they can hold a title?
you know what the problem what might happen. This might not happen,
Uh huh.
but they might give it to Mandy so that Raquel can go to
Get to
Raw.
the main roster. I got that feel from it too. I got that feel.
That's
I
just that's just my
I
idea.
think I think Raquel
Surprised
might go to
me.
SmackDown though, because
here's
Raw is it's gonna be weird to have Raquel, Bianca, and Rhea all on the same show.
That's going to make it extremely one-sided women's division for SmackDown.
Yeah.
It's going to leave Raw very weak.
Mhm.
Now, no, not really. You take a look at it right now. You have what? Charlotte,
Charlotte's on SmackDown,
Naomi.
Charlotte's
Charlotte
doing the
and
thing.
and
Yeah,
Naomi are on
yeah.
SmackDown.
We're only
And Tony
talking Raw,
Storm.
bro.
And
We're
Tony
only talking
Storm.
Raw.
Yeah.
We have
Yeah.
what you have
But
right now. You have Rhea Ripley,
Mhm.
Nikki Ash. You have Alexa Bliss. You have
Bianca.
Bianca. You have
still
who
have
else?
Asuka hanging around.
Uh, we don't really
Oscar,
know what's
Oscar,
going on with her.
Asuka,
Oscar.
Shayna, Naya,
Yep.
they're
No,
all
not
on Raw.
no. Actually, Oscar gonna be a free agent. This is the same as Bailey, just because they are married. So we may never. Those two are question marks. But for everything
And
else,
and Selena Vega's on Raw now.
Yes. Now I don't want to get
all
too
right.
far into the draft because I want to save some of it for the news and gossip section at the end. So I don't want to get too far into the draft. So let's go ahead and just
So let's just let
Let's wrap up
Dukes have his moment. Here we go
2.0.
with AEW. Here we
yeah, let's
go.
go ahead and jump on over to
Here we
AEW.
Oh,
go. Because it was such a great show.
Well, it
it,
was.
it was it
Go
was
ahead.
better than watching Raw.
It was better than NXT.
It was better than NXT. Yeah.
It wasn't better than Raw. Raw,
It was not better than Raw.
like I said earlier, Raw and SmackDown switch riders this week again.
All right. So going into AEW Dynamite, we had quite a few things happen this week. The first off, probably one of the highlights was the cameo debut of Leo Rush.
Yes.
I'm
This
so happy for him.
this
Same here.
this was something that honestly I was waiting on. I was waiting on this to happen because
Since they announced it,
yeah,
I was like, it's any day now.
yeah, any day. He's kind of retired on and off. I think it was because he wanted to work on his music, and I can completely understand that, and I can respect that. That's a big thing. Do what you want to do. If your heart's not in one thing, step away from it, and I'm sure it's going to come back if it
Yeah.
wants to.
And it
So
did.
so it did for him. So we had the Man of the Hour debut. His gimmick, I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to kind of grow as time goes on, and it's going to be interesting to see what comes of that. So that's going to be a real big
LPO Leo, right? Or is it
uh,
LBO?
LPO
Leo.
Leo, I believe. I
Yeah.
believe. Let's see. We also had. Let's see. I'm trying. I'm not. I'm trying not to hit all the big stuff all at once because I want to. Okay, so the first match. Let's see. What?
Was
Jungle Boy and Adam Cole.
Jungle
Yeah,
Boy and
Jungle
Adam
Boy and Adam
Cole.
Cole. Yeah. I was trying to find it here. I have my notes here, and I was trying to find what the
Come
first
on,
match was.
we were just talking about that on Wednesday.
I would
We
say y'all were fanboying
yeah,
hard about this match on Wednesday.
but it was a really great match
It was
though.
a
It
good
was.
match. Yeah.
For Jungle Boy, this was probably the best match for such a young kid to have
It really.
opportunity to wrestle Adam Cole, who is
Mhm.
also another great wrestler.
Okay, so here's the thing. This I would classify this match. I know Mike may not agree, but just from in my eyes and what was going on, I felt like this was the match that you would compare to Roman Reigns and Jay Uso. Jay Uso kind of getting the rub from Roman Reigns. I feel like Adam Cole was giving Jungle Boy the rub on this
Yeah.
because he was doing a lot of spots that where he could have easily gotten the 3 count, like the Panama
Mhm.
Sunrise and the last shot. You know, he kicked out of that stuff.
Yeah,
I'm
he
with
did.
y'all. I was surprised he kicked out of the Panama Sunrise. I did. I thought the match was over with at that point. And he
I was
kicked out.
I was really surprised with that. Um, And of course, too, Adam Cole came out to a little bit of a different intro, which we kind of figured what was going to happen now that the Super Click or the Super Elite is back together. So of course
So
they're going to
he's
be.
so gonna betray them. Like you,
Oh,
I mean,
dude, it's written
you
all
can
Really?
see
over
it
it.
a mile
Matter of
away.
time. It's only a
Like
matter of time.
see it a
It's
mile
going to be
away.
it's going to be against Kenny Omega too that he's
It
going
Well,
to
I was
is.
turn.
gonna say what I think is
He's
gonna
not
happen
Kenny.
is I think they're gonna kick Kenny out of the group.
Yeah.
That's what I think is gonna happen. But
It's
yeah.
gonna be
Yeah.
the Adam Cole show, baby.
Oh yeah.
But shout out to Adam Cole for that entrance music too. I don't know who AEW got making their music, but
It's hot.
I'm liking it. You
Yeah.
might
It's,
be
Okay.
able to rival WWE a
that,
little bit.
No,
I
it's
think
better
that
than WWE.
I think it was done by
I need more
Mikey
consistency.
Rufus.
Here's my thing. I'll flat out admit before we started recording, I was listening to some of the AEW intros on YouTube before we even started recording. It's because I mean some of it hits. I mean Adam
Oh
Cole's
my god.
music, the super
Brian
click,
Danielson's
Brian
I,
song
I
is
Danielson,
love Brian
fire.
Danielson's
and
That
music.
beat goes hard.
Holy
hands
moly,
down,
yes.
hands down, probably the best one though. It's the Lucha Bros new entrance music.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
It's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, Lucha Bros new one is fire. It's
Dude,
right.
as soon as I saw their entrance at All Out, I was like,
Oh,
champions,
seeing
tag
that
team
live,
champions,
seeing that live was amazing. Like,
champions. That's a champions intro right there.
it
I
really
totally
is.
agree.
Yeah, there you go. Totally agree. All right, so of course we knew the end of that match. It was Adam Cole taking the win over Jungle Boy, but then afterwards, this is when Brian Danielson issued out that challenge in a promo about challenging someone from the group. Well, we never really got a response to that until I think the next day. I think it was the next day that they announced that was it Matt or Nick that answered?
Nick.
It was Nick.
Nick.
It was Nick that
Uh,
answered the challenge for the match at Rampage.
Rampage.
So we'll get into that later, but that's what kind of spouted from this. Um, oh man, and then old Arn Anderson. Whew.
Oh,
The
this
Ooh.
promo.
promo of
Whoa.
the week.
The
Wow.
Oh
fucking
my
promo of the year.
god.
I don't know. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. That was the best promo of
Oh
2021.
yes.
That,
I
oh my
never.
gosh, that
I
was fire. That was
listen.
fire.
Yo, the NRA better support Arn Anderson for that promo
And
alone.
RA
Yeah.
backwards spells
Put
Arn.
him on the mother. You put that motherfucker on a goddamn commercial
Yeah.
talking about holding a glass.
Pro Wrestling
Yeah.
Tees has a brand new shirt about ready to come out. I think
Yeah,
that
I saw that pro. My jaw literally went. Did he just say that on TV?
Yes.
He's like,
What?
I'll put the Glock to his head
Oh
And
my
putting
god.
trains on
I
the
was like,
concrete.
yo, did he just say that?
But do you realize how much fire is
Yes.
under Malachi Black from that promo, and then that
Yes.
promo? Well, I can't talk about the one from Friday that Malachi Black
Malachi.
cut, but that just put so much fire under him. I could easily see
Yes.
him in the AEW World Championship picture within a couple months, possibly.
And is it
Mm,
me or
I think
does it
so.
seem like they don't seem to? I feel like this Cody getting booed thing is not what they expect. Like it seems like it's throwing them off. Like they don't know. Like should we go full heel with Cody? Should we
They
try
want
to
to turn. See, I think what the
have him
problem with
overcome? Like
I
I don't
think
know.
I think what the problem with it is I think they want to turn him heel, but Cody's like very hesitant to turn heel. He doesn't want to turn heel at all.
Yeah, because I
That's
think it
what's.
was recently announced that Tony Khan took away some creative control from some of the top
I
wrestlers.
saw that, which
Yeah.
is actually
So
very smart of him.
yeah, it is, because I think what he's trying to do is he's trying to prevent a WCW situation popping up. I think that's what
Yes.
he's
Yeah.
trying to do with that, and I 100% agree. If he wants longevity with AEW, he's going to need to do that in order to
Yes.
keep things in order. But
Go for it.
I with this whole situation with Cody, if he doesn't want to turn heel, I don't think they should turn him heel, because then what would be the point of this feud with Malachi Black? Because Malachi Black is sitting as a heel right now.
Unless they're trying to do
They
like
get
they did with the
weird.
Fiend, with
Uh-huh.
where everything the Fiend touches, the person switched immediately after. I mean, they could do that because the Fiend
They
turned
could.
Seth from babyface to heel. He
Yeah.
turned Brian from heel to
Babyface.
babyface. He turned the Miz from babyface to heel. So I mean, they could be doing that
But
with him, which would be cool.
But he didn't turn Randy Orton because Randy
He
Orton
did
went
turn
from heel to
Randy.
heel.
No,
He did
He
turn
Ran-
Randy.
literally went heel to heel.
Yes.
He turned Randy from heel to super heel. That's what he did to
Yeah, he did.
Randy.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yeah, so
But,
that's
but like I said, I don't know.
I
I'm
think I
with you.
might know.
I feel like they kind of like they're half stepping. Like they don't know. Like
I think I might
I'm
know
over
what they
Cody
would know.
Rhodes. I'm
I
over
kind
Cody
of
Another-
Rhodes.
I kind of am
But
too, because I feel like they're shoving him down our throat because he has that show on TNT.
all I care about
Is
is
that what it
the
is?
fucking
I
block,
think so.
baby.
The
Because
All I
Glock.
care about is the
he
fucking
doesn't
block.
he doesn't have a belt. He doesn't
Well, that
like he has one
I-
segment. Like I don't know. It's weird. Like I don't understand. Cody is suddenly turning into Roman Reigns. Like I don't understand the
Mm,
Cody hate.
I
Like,
don't-
I don't get it. I mean, I get it. He's the only person
I
that gets to
know.
walk out the way he does, which is
Oh.
crazy. But he owns the company, so
Okay,
whatever the fuck
Dukes.
you want.
Dukes, what
I'll
do you have to say?
fuck this. I would say is what they going to do to Cody is what they did to Cena. When Cena was going against Kane. Remember when Kane was sitting telling Cena, "I'm gonna try to let the evil come out of you and let the hate come out." I think that's the same thing you're gonna sit there and see from Cody. Malachi Black is Kane, Cena is Cody. Let that hate come out. They'll probably get like a unsanctioned dark type of match. It's gonna probably blow the roof off.
This is what I honestly think. Mike was comparing it to kind of how Roman Reigns is being shoved down our throat, a couple years back. I wouldn't say that, because Roman Reigns didn't really have, any type of stuff going on outside of WWE. Kind of like how the Miz, he has the Miz and Mrs.
mhm.
Cody Rhodes has his show now on TNT, and I feel like it's not Cody Rhodes compared to Roman Reigns. It's Cody Rhodes compared to the Miz, because they both
Yeah.
have a show going on. They both
Yep.
are trying to venture outside out of the WWE. And to be honest, I think Cody is only wrestling bare minimum, I think. And he is more of a backstage person, kind of like how
Yeah.
Paul White is, kind of how
Yeah.
Dustin Rhodes is starting to transition to that. I think he's more of that
Yeah.
and less of an active competitor.
I
And
agree. I think so.
so that's what I honestly think. And also too, I forgot to mention, guys, this this Dynamite was actually in the hometown of Brody Lee. So they
Yes.
made this kind of like a Brody Lee dedicated show. I will admit, I was full blown on the train thinking, "Oh my God, this is where Wyatt's going to pop up out of nowhere."
I said that shit my damn self. I
I
thought they were
Wars
was,
panning.
bomb.
I
I
was,
thought they're like
I,
panning the audience, and he'd be there holding with his ticket and something,
I
holding
know.
a Brody Lee sign or some shit.
And I honestly thought, like others that popped up for the show, like right after Brody Lee passed, I thought some of those wrestlers would come back too because I know they're not really doing anything. Like Rowan, I figured he would have popped up
Mhm.
somewhere, but anyway, this was a dedicated match, and I felt like it was very appropriate that the main event was the TNT title match.
Yes.
Just because now the TNT title is permanently attached to Brody Lee because of his defenses and also how he defended it. So, speaking of the TNT title, let's go ahead and talk about
Oh,
Can we
before we
talk
move
about
on,
tonight?
what's up. Go ahead.
can we just have like a moment of silence for Brody Lee real quick?
Moment of silence.
Appreciate it.
All
That
right.
we had to have that for him.
Yes, most definitely.
Show that man respect for for the effort
Absolutely.
Yes,
what
not
he put
just
in.
not just for his wrestling talent, but also for the support and love he gave for the wrestlers, regardless of what promotion. The
Yes.
love and
Yep.
support he gave to all of them as well, because even Big E mentioned him after his title win.
Yes.
And to be honest, I even have on my phone. I saw this online after Big E won the title, and I had to have this picture. It's that picture of Big E, and that shows Brody Lee standing above him. As soon as I saw that, I was like,
Oh wow.
"Man, I love that." I'm actually thinking about getting it done as getting a poster print out of it because it's just
Nice.
such a good picture. But anyway, going back to the main event for AEW Dynamite, we are looking at the Spanish God Sammy Guevara versus the TNT champion, God's favorite champion, Mr. Miro. Now,
Fucking pissed about this one.
oh yeah, I saw all y'all's comments in the chat when this ended. But I will say this: the spots that Sammy Guevara had offensively, some of them were very good. Like that Spanish fly out
Oh,
of freaking nowhere that he
oh
pulled
wow.
on Miro. Miro was going full bore at him, and he was able to turn that into a Spanish fly. Big props
Yes.
on Sammy Guevara for that. That was huge. That made me literally jump out of my seat and be like, "Oh shit!" So that was a big scene for him, and I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of surprised that they had Miro lose the title here. I was really thinking
I
Eddie Kingston. I was really thinking Eddie Kingston was
If
going to
they
be
were
the
gonna
one to
pull
do
the
it.
Eddie Kingston, they would have did it in New York. But I
Mm,
don't know.
I think the only reason why they did it is because of MJF and what he said about the pillars of
Yeah, that
of
promo too.
AEW. That promo said everything about the certain pillars of AEW and like the good old boys that were here first. I
yeah.
think they're starting to realize that all right, we got all these wrestlers coming over. I think it's time to start giving our wrestlers that we've had since the beginning some love.
I've been
So
saying it
so
for
you think so you think MJF moved the dial on that situation flat out?
I think I don't think it was just because of MJF. I think this has probably been in the
Work.
works for a little bit. I think somebody said something behind the scenes a long time ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think they probably was just like, all right, it's time for Miro to really kick the boot now.
Well, now this is going to
Fact.
open the window for Miro to actually pull in his wife now,
Yeah.
because I'm sure she's probably ready to sign on the dotted line and to pop up on AEW, as she's going to flat out be a manager. I can tell you that right now.
Mhm.
Yes, she wrestled a little bit in WWE, but I don't see her wrestling in AEW.
No,
These women are way too hard for her to just
they
jump in
really
there.
are.
So
Right.
this opens the door for that. What were y'all's overall thoughts of the TNT title match? I mean, I've personally given my opinion in regards to the spots that Sammy Guevara had. I felt like that Spanish Fly was the highlight for me out of the match because Miro was going full bore and he caught him with it. So that was a big deal to me. So what are y'all thoughts, guys?
I thought the match was amazing. Like all those moves Sammy hit on Miro, the high flying stuff was like, wow. And I honestly, I figured it was Miro's time to drop it. Like he's had it for like a few months. He's had all those defenses. It was like time to move on now. There really
I
wasn't
want
with it. Well, there wasn't much more he could do with it.
honestly, this is the one AEW match that I actually sat down and watched thoroughly. I was flipping through between that and the Masked Singer, but like not gonna lie. But honestly, I that match right there was a 10 out of 10 for me, just because Miro always puts on a great fucking show, always.
Yes. All
Ever
right.
since he joined AEW, he
Mhm.
always does.
Yeah. All right, Big Mike. I see you shaking your head down there. Tell us what you think.
That was a 10 out of 10.
To me,
You
just look, think
you
about if you
easily
think
impressed,
about
huh?
no, I'm not.
Oh,
I'm
here we
easily.
go.
I'm easily impressed with the way Miro has been putting on his matches since he joined AEW.
He's a great talent. He's a
He's a
great.
That is
He's
workhorse.
not a good talent. He's a great talent.
He's a workhorse.
that's the reason why I give it a 10 out of 10 because of the way Miro works.
That was a very good match. Solid. What are we doing out of 10?
Out of
That was
10.
a solid 9 out of 10 match. The match was
Mm-hmm.
great. Y'all gonna sit here and tell me that y'all didn't think that ending was stupid?
Of course.
What realistic world would it make sense for Miro to start taking off the turnbuckle from each turnbuckle? Then to,
The only thing I can think of is like that's how he won his match it all out against
against
Eddie
Eddie.
Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
So he must have thought, hey, if I could beat Eddie Kingston pulling off these turnbuckles, I can do the same thing in this match with Sammy too.
Yeah.
And then my man, I don't even know who the dude that he beat last week. I don't even know what his name is. That lost the car. I don't even know what his name is.
Fuego del Sol.
Yes.
Yeah.
Fuego de Sol, yeah.
And he popped up. All right, cool. You got hit. You got knocked down. Sammy was on the floor for like 30 minutes, but like it just and then the move that he hit on Miro to pin him, all of that we spoke about, all them high spots that he hit during the match, and that was the move that beat Miro. That was the one that took the belt off him. That's
It's always
really
some bull. It's always some bullshit.
Yeah.
that's the
That was
move that took the belt. Come
that's
on.
that's a little WWE esque right there
Like
for me
that's
a
what I
little
mean.
bit.
Like y'all saw
And
what I wrote in the chat. I was like, that was very underwhelming for him to lose the belt that way.
yeah.
Like,
Well, here's my thing. I agree with you with some of it. It did have some a WWE esque ending, but this is the one thing that kind of bothered me too. I kind of understand why because of -1, but having the Dark Order come out and congratulate Sammy was kind of off to me. I figured, where's the
it
inner
made
circle?
no
That's the $1 million question:
sense.
is where is the inner circle now?
Now,
Like,
what I have heard, there are rumors going around that Jack Haggard is actually getting ready for a match in Bellator.
hmm
So that might be the reason why he may have not been there. So if that's the case, then yes, I understand why the inner circle came out. Now, if that wasn't the case, where was Jack Haggard at? Where was Ortiz and
Hello,
them at?
hello.
they showed like after that they Santana and Ortiz had came up, but that was like I think after or something.
Yeah.
But them coming out makes it even worse. Like, where were y'all? Like, are we serious? Like, come on. Like, we gotta have some continuity with the storyline. Like, my man can't be in a stable and no one from the stable come out to help him in the
at
match.
least at least one or two people. I mean, if Ortiz and them are there, they need to come out.
They
Haggard's
have to
not
come
there.
out. They have to come out. If you gonna have Mero do the stupid thing with the turnbuckles, and you're gonna have somebody come and distract him to stop him from doing, it has to be someone from the inner circle. Like it
What?
has to be.
But
Like
wait, come on. But you take a look at it right now, all of them are in storylines. You take a look at it.
It doesn't matter if
What?
you're in
so
storylines.
Yeah,
Wait. No,
Santana
no. Let me take a
Garza
look
is
at it.
really in a storyline though? Not really.
If you take a look, if you take a look at it like this, they're about to be in a storyline with Lucha Bros as the next upcoming opponent.
Yeah,
But then on,
not right now.
but on top, of that, Jericho and Hager are also trying to sell their their wounds from getting beat down last week
I think they said that with Jericho, but
from
Yeah, that was Jericho.
American Top Alpha,
Jericho's the one
and,
that took the knee. That
and
like
also Hager as well, because both of them were a part of that beatdown.
Yes, but you also have to
So
realize Haggard, he's rumored to be getting ready for a match in Bellator, and Chris Jericho, he's on tour
with Fozzy, yeah.
with Fozzy. So for them to get beat down and to not show up makes
That's
sense. But
But
for
Santana
Ortiz
never-
and Santana,
And
no
No.
sense.
no, because they were there. Like, come on.
I said, and then to have them run out into the ring after he won, like what? So you mean you closer with my man that lost the car last week than you are with the inner circle dudes?
Quite.
Yeah.
Stop it. Stop.
Yeah.
And then, like I said, I really think the only reason he lost the belt is because they were in Rochester, like, and it was some kind
They
of
wanted a feel good ending.
they wanted some kind of big moment for Brody's show, like, because it really didn't make any sense for Sammy to win that belt. Like they've been beefing for 2 weeks. Like
Yeah, I
like,
completely
all right.
I completely agree. And here's the thing. I'm anxious to see what AEW is going to have in store for the next 6 months. This is because with the recent, you know,
Yeah.
them recently letting us know that they're in conjunction now with the Hart Foundation, the Owen Hart Foundation. You
Yeah.
know, with this Owen Hart tournament they're going to do.
That's coming
Uh,
out. I think so.
yeah,
A lot
and
of
Also,
money
yeah, he
coming
has.
in. It's a lot of
Jake
money
Hager
coming in.
is getting ready for Bellator.
yeah, he's getting ready for Bellator. So
So I just looked it up.
overall, it was a real solid show for AEW. Um, besides the WWE esque ending to the main event and not having Sammy Guevara not having his people come out until after the match, you know that. Other than that, it was a good card. I was very pleased with it. Now, I know normally Blackheart does an Impact review, but
Impact.
yeah, but to be honest, you know what? I'm sorry, I did not get a chance to watch it. To be honest, I don't even have the channel to watch it. So,
So
yeah,
we're
Blackheart.
back from Impact. All right.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and just skip over Impact this week. I'm sorry, but their champions or two of their champions are on AEW more than what they are on their main show. So I'm not even going to pay
Damn right
attention
about
to it.
that.
And a bigger storyline.
There's bigger. They have bigger storylines in AEW. So we're gonna go ahead and skip that. Blackheart, my bad. You can chew my ass out for it later. We are jumping into Friday Night SmackDown, the first
Oh.
night of the
Oh.
WWE draft. We open up the
Worst
show.
this week.
We open up the show with the first round, 2-round picks for both Raw and SmackDown. For SmackDown picks up their Universal Champion, their Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns, and
Which
picks
wasn't
up.
surprising.
No, it's not surprising at all. And then Raw's Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair.
That was the
The
shocker
shock.
to me.
Yeah, that
Yes.
was the shock for me too. And
I was happy.
And for Raw, of course, they needed to keep their champion on their show. So Big E, and then they pulled from SmackDown Bianca Belair.
Also shocking.
That was actually
I was
shocking
happy.
for me as well. And then
I was happy.
And then for the second round, because they did the first 2 rounds, first few minutes of the show, second round, SmackDown picked up, which I think was a good pickup for them, Drew McIntyre. And then this pissed me off from here to high hell. The New Day.
That was stupid.
We will
So
get in.
stupid that the crowd in the arena started booing.
Yes,
Like,
They, as they should have. Like that was
exactly.
and you could see
amazing.
Sonya and Adam Pearce was like, "Oh,
This
y'all
wasn't
y'all
good.
didn't like that."
They had a
Right.
shocked look on their face, so they're like,
Yeah, like they
"Oh,
look
we messed up."
surprised.
And then Raw for their second round, they picked up RK Bro, their tag team champions, and the Rated R superstar Edge. This is part of Edge's farewell tour. He's going to
Yeah.
touch Raw to
Mhm.
feud with some of the people that he wants to feud with there. The one that I am looking forward to more than anything, Edge versus AJ Styles.
Oh yes.
That is
Yes.
going to happen.
That was literally the first thing when I saw Edge goes to Raw. I was like, Edge, AJ
AJ
Styles.
Styles.
Oh
Yes.
my!
Yeah.
They're
Take
going
my
to
money
they're
now.
going to burn the house down with that one
Oh, they
if
will.
they do it right.
That's
I
the
don't
thing.
care
Can they
how
do
they
it right?
do it. AJ could step on Edge's foot. I don't care. Just put them in the ring.
Yeah. All right, so that took the first 10, 15 minutes of Raw of debuting the first two round picks for for both Raw and SmackDown. Briefly after that, I okay, it was funny at first, it's starting to get annoying as hell. Happy Corbin versus
Okay. Yeah.
Kevin
This one.
Owens.
He's gone.
Kevin Owens is
Kevin.
Kevin Owens,
He's
I
out.
think he's going to walk. He's going to
He's
walk.
out the door. You know, look at his face like during his entrance. He looks like he's done. Like he wants out. Like these next 3 months are like he's kind of down to days.
Yeah. And the way that he lost to kind of gave me an inclination that the WWE may have an idea that he's done because after an end of days, he got pinned by Happy Corbin and lost the match. Like, what the hell? Mike, what are your thoughts on it, man?
Kevin Owens is. I think Kevin Owens is going to go to Raw, and then he's going to leave. He's going to fade into oblivion.
Yeah.
I'm not 1,000% convinced he's just going to leave and go to AEW. Actually,
I
it
think he'll
wouldn't.
do indie shows and then he'll pop up at AEW.
That won't surprise me.
He'll go
It
back to like Pro
wouldn't.
Wrestling Gorilla. He'll go back to Ring of Honor. He'll kind of do like a tour of like the indie promotions, and then I could see maybe in about 6 to 8 months after his 90 days, he'll pop up. He'll pop up in AEW after.
But and I mean, I don't. What is this dude's name? Mad Cat. I don't know. But them two look
Oh.
like idiots. And I just roll my eyes whenever Corbin comes on. It's so funny how quickly things can change because the poor broken down Corbin, oddly enough, was actually a really good gimmick, and he was doing a really good job with it because it was hilarious. It was entertaining. This
He looked
happy
like
Corbin thing, like it was cool for about 5 minutes.
Now
Yeah.
it's like
And
now I'm
here's the thing with Sad Corbin. The thing is, he looked like an out of work TGI Fridays waiter,
Mm-hmm.
and I loved it. He looked like a common person,
Yes.
and
It,
it fit him. He played it well. But this Happy Corbin crap, yeah, no, I'm not digging it. Mav, what do you think, man?
I have nothing to say.
Oh,
I'm too mad at SmackDown.
oh,
I'm over SmackDown.
Dukes. I know you want to say something. You turned on your mic and camera, so tell it. Share what's on your mind.
Fuck Corbin.
That sounds about right. That sounds about right. Okay. Yeah, go ahead.
I'll say it's like this. I feel I feel Seth Kevin Owens a great talent, very unutilized now. To sit there and know what they're doing to him, he should be going out of championships. Now he's getting pinned by a guy that's happy all the damn time.
It's
Kevin
That's not
Owens is
right.
another. He's another AJ Styles. Kevin Owens. He's another under the radar
He really is
great
underrated.
wrestler.
Mhm.
The way they're treating him is just sad.
oh no, I
And
Another great
100% agree.
wrestler.
I'll put like this. Sami Zayn,
That's already been
and
rumored.
It
both
has.
of it, because once both their contracts is up, I'd
Yeah,
rather see them.
I think
I'd rather see them on Impact.
I don't think they'll go to Impact. I think, like I said, I think they're going to do kind of like a indie tour, like among
yeah,
like the indies that they were in before WWE, and then maybe about 6 to 8 months after
yeah,
they'll pop up in AEW. They'll be like Casino Royale entrance or something.
yeah. Because I mean, in the past, like KO's been hinting at like reforming the faction that he used to have with the Young Bucks
Oh
and the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah,
yeah, the Mount Rushmore. But like I said, I'd rather see both of them in Impact more because Impact need more stars. And
They do need more stars, but I don't see them heading over there.
Man,
they
they
won't
need
pay them
a
the money.
man. Impact just needs a fucking TV channel first.
Like a
Well, yeah,
legitimate TV channel.
but 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 here's the thing. In order you to get the TV channel, you gotta get
you need
a massive
stars.
stars.
They're gonna
Just
have to
like
pull out their
just
pocketbook. That's what it comes
They
down
are.
to. If they
take a
want
look at it.
Kevin
Cause
Owens and Sami Zayn, they're gonna have to
They're
pull
gonna have
out
to
some money.
and
mhm.
they're gonna have to upbid these other companies.
And sad thing about it is, Sami Zayn is also a good wrestler.
He is.
He falls under that umbrella. Kevin Owens. You got the Swiss Cyborg. Swiss Superman. Seth Rollins.
Very
You
underrated.
got who else? There's a lot of wrestlers that are underrated that should be where they need to be. The
But they're
Viking
not.
Raiders,
They're
Yeah.
like all
vastly
these
So
AJ.
underutilized.
The only
so
person that is a great wrestler that get used right is AJ Styles,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
it is.
All right.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
look at what they're doing with Seth Rollins. Just
That's actually
like,
what I was about to jump into next.
go ahead. Sorry. All right.
All right. So here we had the segment where Edge showed up to SmackDown per Seth Rollins' request. He popped up on SmackDown and he was like, I want to confront you. Let's go. And then of course we get Seth Rollins on Titantron. He's clearly not in the arena. He's standing outside somewhere. And he says, "Well, I don't believe you. I didn't think you were going to show up to SmackDown." So they pan the image over, and you see the last name Copeland on the door. Well, on the side of the door. He is at Edge's house.
Another one of these storylines where
I feel like
you're
it's
rehashing
1998 all over again.
exactly. You're just rehashing old storylines all over.
Stone Cold, and Brian Pillman
Yes,
all
enough.
over
shout
again.
out.
Come up with something
Or
original. How
or
hard
you
is it to
Triple
come
H
up
just
with something
and
original?
Randy Orton.
What are we?
I
What are we?
mean, I liked it. I didn't like what happened once Edge went inside. I mean, when Seth went inside the house.
Oh no,
But
completely disrespectful.
like when Seth showed up on the Titantron and he was outside his house, I was like, is he at his house? I was like, oh shit. And I was like, is he about to curb stomp Beth? Oh no, this is about to get real.
No bullshit. I
And
thought Beth
then
was gonna come
I
out of
I
really
nowhere and
thought
thought so
Beth
snatch
was
him
too.
gonna
up.
pop. Like I thought something was gonna happen with Beth, and then nothing. And I was like, oh, I forgot.
And then the man just disrespected
GG.
the house.
He just
You know,
he disrespected two rooms, and okay,
I was t-
but I
Uh,
really thought Beth
it has
Phoenix
so
was
much
gonna like
potential.
come downstairs and fuck Seth
I did
Rollins up.
too. Like I really thought Beth was gonna come down. I thought something was about to pop off, and I was like, "Oh, this is about to be like this rivalry about to go to another level." And then
it took typical WWE crap turn.
it just got it got
It got
boring.
I first I want to say I like Seth Rollins' new gimmick with like the whole King of Drip shit. I really do. but I fucking hate where they brought this man
Oh
as a
yeah.
heel. As a heel, I just hate it.
I would have much rather had Seth Rollins return to the heel gimmick that he had the
When he
first
was
go
with the
around
authority.
when he
With
was
the
with the
authority.
authority. But instead of him being kind of like the puppet and Triple H controlling him, more
He's his
like
own man.
he's his own man and he has a group around him. He
Yeah,
has his own entourage.
That
That's would have been so much better.
would have been
and
way
it's
better. You know?
I mean, and it's starting with his wife with Becky Lynch because she's like now the queen of drip. If you look at
Oh
her,
yeah, she's turning into the carbon copy of
She's
her
him.
husband.
Yeah.
The female
I mean,
version of him.
2 weeks ago she came out looking like a fucking Spice Girl,
Oh my
and then
With those damn balls on her head and shit.
Oh,
and then the next week she comes out looking like fucking Elmo. It's just like what the fuck.
So yeah, so this one ended with Edge in the back. He was on the phone with
Yep.
Beth and telling Beth not to go home. He didn't care about groceries. Go to your brother's house. I think
Yeah.
go to a
Yep.
family member's house and stay there. I'm sending people over to the house to.
Hold on a second. The two names that he mentioned, like Daniel and someone else, those are the real life names of FTR.
Oh,
I
really?
think it was
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was Daniel
Oh.
and David.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're the real life names of FTR.
well, yeah, they've trained together for years, from what I
Yeah,
understand.
I know. Cash is the one that got Edge ready to come back
Yeah.
on the documentary. He was
Yeah.
the one that got him ready.
All right. So from here, we break into another 2 rounds of draft picks for both Raw and SmackDown. SmackDown picks up Happy Corbin and Madcap Moss, which is his little protege idiot.
Ugh.
And then they pick up from NXT Hit Row. Now, to be honest, I'm kind of in the same boat with. I think it was you, Mike, that said this. That you kind of want to see what they do with Hit Row on the main roster. To be honest, I would prefer them to go to SmackDown than to go to Raw because I think in Raw they would get buried like that.
They would.
Really, I
It'll
feel like
take
it's
a
the other
week.
way around. I feel like there's too much. There's no time for them to grow on SmackDown. It's just going to be.
I can see that only because SmackDown was hitting on all cylinders right now compared to Raw.
Yeah,
But you also have to remember right now, Raw has been hitting on all cylinders for the last month compared to
Yeah, like I said,
SmackDown.
I don't know. I don't know what Raw has been on. Literally since Monday Night Football started. Literally since that Monday, Raw has been on some different shit. But
it's
But you
actually
also
been
gotta
decent.
understand they're competing with AEW. They're now competing with Monday Night Football. Everybody fucking knows. Before AEW came about, Monday Night Football was the number one
Yes.
America's watch show.
Yeah.
So now that AEW's here, they want to stay number two.
Yeah,
They don't want to go to number three.
No.
exactly.
So I can understand why Raw has been on steroids. Because now watch this: when Monday Night Football goes away, they won't be on steroids no more.
No.
No.
Guaranteed fucking
They'll go
it.
back to the same old garbage as always is.
Yeah, exactly. Now for Raw's pick for round 3, we have the women's tag team champions Rhea Ripley and Nikki Ash, and then Keith Bearcat Lee. I really did not like this pick for him. I was really thinking they were going to send him over to SmackDown. I'm a little disappointed with it, but I don't know. Maybe they have a plan for him there. And
I thought like the women's tag teams, because it's just one title, it has to be defended on both brands.
it does.
Are they just picking the girls?
What
yeah, they're just
Just
picking.
because they're
yeah.
holding the titles, pretty much.
they'll jump back and forth, and then when they lose the titles, they go back to Raw.
They'll be on Raw.
Yeah. All right. I just want to double make sure I was right.
Okay, and then for round 4, we have for SmackDown Naomi, which Naomi was already moved to SmackDown prior to the draft, and then Jeff Hardy was on Smack. I think he was already on SmackDown, wasn't he?
No,
he was on
Raw.
Raw. He was on Raw, so he's
He was
going to
on Raw.
SmackDown. I hope he deserves at least one more good run, even if it is not ending with a WWE title
Yeah,
capture. I just wanted to see him go into one good final rivalry before he leaves.
I think that's exactly what this is. When I saw Jeff Hardy's going to SmackDown, I was like, oh, Jeff is about to get a push because the same thing that I mentioned before. At the end of the day, like all of the bookings and stuff, it's based off of ratings. Like if you
hmm
move the needle, that's what's going to happen. And like Jeff Hardy, like by no means is Jeff Hardy at a point to where I feel like how Chris Jericho's falling off. But Jeff Hardy is not Jeff Hardy anymore. But he can still wrestle. But
Yeah,
he is still incredibly popular. Like
really
he
is.
is like completely over, like to the moon. So it's not surprising, like especially a filler kind of rivalry with him and Roman, where we know that he's not going to beat Roman, but
No.
but the ratings that will spike
Yeah.
to have him and Roman, he's perfect for SmackDown.
And to be honest, he's kind of been on an incline since they allowed him to change his
Since
music
y'all was
back to what it
since the
was.
OTTR revolt when he came out for 30 seconds for the 24-second thing, 24/7 thing, and y'all was about to lose your mind when y'all saw him come out.
Oh, I was pissed.
Y'all was ready to storm
Yeah,
down to
that,
WWE headquarters and
but
burn
you gotta
it
realize that
down.
that's when you knew Raw had nothing for him.
Yeah.
So for
Exactly.
him to go to SmackDown, that just means SmackDown has something for him.
Yeah.
That's to say, I really wouldn't be surprised if we see him in a feud with Roman soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even as a filler.
Or or he might put on new talent.
Or put
Might
over
know.
new talent. They might use him
Yeah.
as a gatekeeper.
That
They
They
could
can
too.
do
do
that
that too.
too.
Because
Um,
He,
I
he,
told you,
he's,
I
he's the
think
new
Jeff is at a
Undertaker.
point where like he doesn't really care about titles and stuff. Like I think he just enjoys being in the ring.
Yeah.
You notice he works with a lot of the younger guys, so that
Yeah.
must mean he likes teaching and talk. Like he's just
Yeah.
out here chilling. Like he good. Like he
Yeah.
He's
good.
the new Undertaker. If you
And
Like
you
think
know
about
what?
it,
exactly. Like
That
he good.
and for him to be put in the same category as that, and being the new Undertaker, that is a huge thing to him. Because
hmm
so
when I think of Jeff Hardy and Undertaker, I think that match on Raw, the Undisputed Championship match,
Great
that
match.
ladder match, he earned the respect from Undertaker, not
Oh
just
yeah.
in
Hey,
storyline, but
But
in
it really.
real life. He
he
earned
might have got
respect.
Vince too. He might
He
have got Vince too with that match.
exactly.
yeah,
But the last pick for the night
and that's
for
why he's still here.
yeah,
Just think about it.
and for the last picks of the night for Raw, they picked up from SmackDown Dominic and Rey Mysterio. And then from NXT, they picked up Austin Theory. Now, Austin Theory, he's going to get lost in the shuffle. I can already tell you that. He's
The
going to
same
Really.
shit's gonna happen again.
yeah.
Exactly. The exact same thing's gonna happen to him again.
He's gonna.
What
I mean, the gimmick he has for NXT, where he's just a fucking doofus, is
hmm
not gonna work on Raw.
Mm-mm.
It no.
And then also Rey Mysterio and Dominic, nothing is gonna happen for him over on Raw. It's gonna be
I
the same
think
shit
I
that.
think what's going to happen for that though is I think Ray's getting toward the end of
Yep.
him
Yeah.
being in the ring, and I think what's going to happen is I think this turn is going to happen. I think Dominic
Yeah.
Mysterio is going to turn heel.
Yeah. I think that was all about Dominic. I think that was them putting Dominic on Raw so he can grow some more because I mean he clearly is gonna turn on Ray. It's crazy as it sounds. I can't wait to see it because just that
It's
dynamic
been.
is gonna be
I
crazy.
mean, they're
But
feuding. They're just like father son feuding. You can tell,
And
it's
like
here's
in
coming.
the
and here's the
every
thing.
segment.
What I would love to see, WWE is too stuck in their old ways to do this, but I would love to see this. Is when Dominic turns on Ray, he goes into like a total like dark theme. Like they were talking about how he's gonna wind up wearing a mask. I would love to see something similar to like Pentagon. No
They
joke.
can
Bruh,
do that.
For
I just want him to be
bruh.
the complete opposite of Ray. That's what I want to see.
that would
Because
be
Ray
complete opposite of
was
Ray.
It would be because Ray has never been a heel in his entire WWE run, not
But
once.
it's going to be an extremely
No,
watered down version of Penta. That if he was to
It
go
could
a
be.
route like that. Go ahead, Dukes. I heard you talking over there. What's up?
I hear what y'all saying. I like it, but
We know how
if they don't
WWE
try
is.
to do it, I know WWE shit. I already knew that. Um, but with Mysterios, I see Dominic. You know, put Dominic. They might pull Dominic like how they did WCW, Filthy Animals, Dominic, Rey Mysterio version. That kind of a heelish, but more of a in tune with the crowd.
Or what could happen as well is Rey Mysterio takes a back seat. He becomes more of like a manager for Dominic.
Yeah, I could see that.
And if Damian Priest stays on Raw, have him go into a feud with Damian Priest.
All right,
Yeah,
so,
that would be.
some more black on black crime is what you're telling me.
So
Yeah,
Latino
but
versus
that
Latino.
Mexico Puerto Rico rivalry, that's a real thing.
That is a very real thing,
That
and
is
they
a
could
I
play
know it
real
off
is.
thing.
that. They could play off of that
I know it
so
is,
good.
but I just don't. I'm just over. Like I'd rather him feud with somebody else, man. I can't. I'm over the
No.
whole racism shit, man. Just like every time somebody gets every time a minority gets good, he ends up facing another minority.
Hey,
It
wait,
happens.
no. What y'all happy about New Day versus.
Absolutely not. I was the first one to say, look at here we go with the black on black crime shit.
Let's say, Dukes, we covered this.
Yeah, Dukes, you gotta pay
He
attention,
said
man.
that earlier.
I said what were y'all? I'm
I
talking about
mean,
every one of y'all.
I don't. I mean, I get what Maverick's saying. It does. It doesn't bother me to the extent that it bothers him until it's like blatant. But like,
I
I mean, at some
I'm
point, at, you know, there's only
I
so
guess I just
many
get bothered.
people you can fight. Yeah.
I guess I get bothered too fucking easily.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and move on this, man. We're gonna be moving
We
on to Carmella versus Liv
No,
Morgan.
no.
before you
What
do
the
that,
fuck did she put on her face?
yeah,
That's what I
that's
want to
that's
know. What
Oh, it's
is
supposed
that?
to be a mask. No, it's supposed to be a
Oh my,
protective
that's
mask.
awful. It looks awful.
That's
Like
not a protective mask. It looks like
no,
she cut up some glittery crap and
Squidward.
put it on her face.
that's
Yo,
exactly what it looks like. Like, come on.
it was
She
incredibly
reminded me.
stupid
She
looking.
reminded me of with Leonardo DiCaprio when he put on that fucking iron mask in that
Yep.
movie one time.
Hmm.
Oh my
And the
nah,
yeah,
nah. I thought it was like Squidward from SpongeBob when they got change of faces and whatnot.
Oh yeah.
oh shit.
And then what made no sense is she had the mask on for like 30 seconds
Seconds.
and then took it off.
what? Yeah,
Yeah.
how's that gonna protect your face? Come on.
Well, because the match never started. Because once she put the mask on, she jumped in and she attacked her, stood over her like she won, and then left.
Oh my god, that's
Hey,
poor
here,
booking.
here come
Come
the
on.
picks.
I don't know. Like Carmella's not good enough for me to get on my soapbox and complain. What are y'all doing to Carmella? But
Carmella's not that good. She
Car-
only got the title
she's
because they had James Ellsworth with her.
Oh
So
god.
but she still deserves better than this though.
yeah,
Yes,
she
Hey,
does.
She
But
does.
just
She deserves better than this though.
just like Naomi deserves better than
I
what
don't.
she's
well, we
getting.
know that.
I'm not
We
gonna
know
sit
that.
here and bore y'all for 40 because I could go on an hour rant about Naomi.
I'm
This
just
is
gonna say
ridiculous.
she is the most underrated female
Oh,
wrestler.
oh,
Ever,
who?
by
ever.
far, by far.
Naomi.
Yeah.
Naomi, the most underutilized female wrestler ever. Like,
Underutilized, underrated, under everything. I don't
Just
care.
under.
They
She's
don't
the
use
under of WWE.
Yeah.
and it
Just
makes no sense. Like, why would you make her feud with somebody that we know she can beat?
Exactly.
Because I'm sorry, but I think she can beat just about anybody in that female locker room
I
she
agree.
can. She can.
and
And
have her.
She is literally. She's. I would literally sit here and say, outside of Bianca and maybe Charlotte, she might be the most athletic female on the roster.
yeah.
Yo, totally.
Easy,
Yep.
easy.
All right, Dukes,
Top
go
30.
ahead.
Easily.
You know, this is that bloodline, so you know he's about to say some shit.
All right, go ahead and speak your piece, man. Speak your piece.
Say, this the piece I gotta say. Like
Yeah,
yo, like homie needs help and like legit WWE shit. Fuck WWE. That's all I gotta
that's
say.
all. That's all you had to say.
Yep.
Yeti, that picture, by the way, is fire. Uh, all right, so let's. What else happened after that? Anybody remember what happened
Uh,
after the
Well,
Naomi? I mean,
actually, we
Carmella.
didn't
the,
even talk about how the Roman Brock beef at the beginning
Oh,
of the
that
show.
segment, yes.
Ooh, it made Jeff
First,
Hardy fucking leave.
that
So, it made Jeff Hardy leave.
like
like
yeah, yo,
exit that
that
away.
was hilarious too. When Jeff Hardy was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna back out. I'm gonna back,
It,
I'm gonna head out."
Probably
it
his
remind
first
me.
match on his behalf.
It remind me of Friday. You remember when he's
Yeah,
like, "You
it's
want some of this too, old man?"
no.
No.
Like Jeff was like, "Yeah, you don't get to be a veteran in this game by not knowing when to choose your battles. I'm out,
And this
Brock.
is one
You
I'm
got
not
it.
choosing.
You got it, bro." Like,
That segment
damn.
Oh, okay,
alone.
guys. Yeah, first off, Maverick, yeah, I had to make that before I won the championship, and then I got another one that says and new, but I haven't put it up there yet. But
Nice.
thank you for giving me that minute. I had to run to the bathroom, so I do apologize. But
We started talking about Brock and Reigns.
yes,
So
I was
let's
actually
see.
saving that. I was actually saving that for this next little segment. Dude, that reaction Jeff Hardy gave when he saw Brock Lesnar walk up, dude. Like I heard one of y'all say it reminded you of Friday when Debo threatened that old man.
Yeah.
Nope. Walked away.
Nope.
And you
I
know
was
what?
in tears.
My biggest question is why did they give Brock Lesnar Paul Heyman so many times over his career? Why? Brock
Because Brock
Lesnar is
doesn't.
full. He
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 can talk.
he can
He doesn't
talk.
like to talk.
He doesn't. You could tell like when he first started,
He
he was
needed that
horrible on the mic.
mouthpiece. He needed that mouthpiece.
He needed
Yeah,
Paul Heyman.
he
But
did.
now that he's like at that where he's been doing this for so long,
He doesn't need him
this
anymore.
he don't need nobody.
No.
He's like, get out of the way. I do this myself.
Roman
Exactly.
for me, Roman could just because I just think he's a fucking meathead. I think he needs fucking
I don't think Roman needs Paul either. To be honest with you, the promos that Roman be cutting be fire too. So I don't know. Like
how
Paul is
much
nice, but Roman be
how
cutting some
much of that
fire
how
promos.
much do
I
you
agree with
think
you. His
how
pro
much do you think
his pros
Roman
are really
Reigns
good.
actually writes that shit though?
That's the $1,000,000
I
question.
think here's
I think Paul has a hand in some of the promos
He
Roman be
has to
cutting
have had a
he
yeah.
has to be the
because
writer on Roman Reigns. He has to be.
I definitely think so, yeah.
because he has a whole team. Roman has a whole team for the bloodline. And if you think about it, when he was with the Shield, he wasn't talking like this.
He never talked.
He had
He
Seth
to though.
Rollins doing the talking.
And Ambrose, true.
And then you come over to SmackDown, you're now the new head of the table. And who was doing the talking before that? Paul Heyman for Brock.
Yeah, he was.
And now you got this man here doing the talking for Roman.
It's like
And when
a love triangle kind of thing, but there's no love there. They're
No,
both they're playing Paul Heyman off of each other.
they really
Mm.
are.
Like, I'm seriously wondering if Brock Lesnar even is having communication with Paul Heyman storyline wise. I
I feel
wonder
like
if
he's
he's
not, but I
saying
feel like he's doing it on purpose.
I feel like
You know what
yes,
I'm
Brock's
saying?
he's doing
just
it
to
on
get
purpose,
under Roman
just to
Reigns'
fuck with
skin.
Roman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep.
just that dig. But anyway, moving on to a useless 6-man tag. Well, not a 6-man. It's the Street
Eight.
Profits in New Day uh, against Chad Gable, Otis, Robert Roode, and Dolph Ziggler. To
Ugh.
be honest, I don't feel like this match should have really even been on the card. I feel like the storyline
Filler.
with the bloodline and Brock Lesnar right now could have easily filled this time. Or else if they wanted to give new people an opportunity to wrestle on SmackDown, they could have done that too. Because do I see Gable and Otis eventually winning the titles? Yes, I do.
Me too.
Even
Just
if it's
because of what
transition.
Gable did to Otis. Just because of what Gable did to Otis. He
Well,
turned him into a. I mean, who said it? Somebody was on that fucking. Well, what's the new white guy? Why didn't announce his name?
Um.
oh,
McAfee.
Yeah.
McAfee.
Otis.
McAfee.
Yeah, but Otis and Gable are moving to Raw.
McAfee. McAfee said it
They're moving to
best.
Raw.
He said,
Mhm.
Yeah. They move.
Yeah.
They move Otis and Chad to Raw.
Yeah.
I told John I was saving some of the draft stuff for the end.
but I mean, but McAfee said it best. Made him cut his hair, cut his beard, and then turned him into a fucking savage.
Which I
Yes.
think he had that in him since he was with,
Heavy
what
machinery.
heavy machinery. Yeah, he had that in him. It's just he needed the storyline to pull it out of him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just happy that like it happened for him because honestly, it really did boost his like career.
Yeah, he took that next step, moving up the ladder in his career. So I definitely see a Raw Tag Team Championship reign coming out of them from the draft eventually. But overall, the Street Profits and New Day beat them. I love the entrance that they did. The Street Profits and the New Day. I thought it was fun. It was fun. It's gonna sell merch for the kids. It's gonna do all this stuff. So it was a fun little entrance.
So you
But
want your kids buying solo cups.
I don't want my kid buying solo cups. If anything, I'll buy her a New Day shirt.
I'm just saying, like you said it was fun and it was gonna sell merchandise. The motherfuckers love solo cups.
We love solo cups. My kid, she'll probably love it for orange juice. That's about it. Okay, so next one we got Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair.
Over it.
I don't
Really?
like.
I'm over it.
Okay,
done-
so
I'm done
I
with it.
I already knew something was going to happen when I saw Becky Lynch sitting at the announcer table. I knew something was going to happen. That was the big giveaway that something was going to go down
I
during the
mean, they
match.
announced it,
Yeah,
the triple threat now. So,
yeah, for
but
Crown Jewel, which I'm totally surprised because they're taking that big of a match to Saudi. And
Mhm.
with how many regulations they have in place in regards to women participating
Yes.
on the show, I'm very
Mhm.
surprised that this match is taking place in Saudi.
Same here. I totally agree with
I
that.
am too.
Like,
I totally agree.
So I don't know if how y'all watched the show, but I was completely just like, I has Becky Lynch lost it? Like, she was horrible on the announce table, like
I think
god awful.
I think the heel turn that they're trying to put on her is not the heel turn she wants to do or feels comfortable doing. I think
it,
that's why she is floundering the way she is right now because when she turned into the man before Survivor Series, I think 2020, 2019, where she got the infamous broken nose and blood all over her face.
yeah.
you
Yeah.
know that
Or on
gave
Survivor
her
that
one
was
a
the heel.
direction. Two, that turned her from a heel to what I think
It's
put her
really-
in on the same level as Stone Cold Steve Austin, kind of,
Yeah.
where
Yes.
he was kind of like he was meant to be a heel, but everyone loved him.
Mhm.
I think they made it tone it down. because of how big. If you think like just putting that comparison on her because of how big Stone Cold and The Rock was, and
Yeah.
you look how big she was starting to become
I
as the
think
man.
Mhm.
they're trying to
They
prevent
made
a John Cena situation coming up with her, where she's able to
Mhm.
yeah.
jump to go to the movies and
Yeah.
ultimately stay there like The Rock did, like John Cena
Mhm.
is. That's I think that's what they were trying to prevent with Becky Lynch. Like, nope, we're not going to lose you.
No.
You came back
And
from
so
having a
they
kid, so now you're going to do it the way we want you to do it.
Yeah.
so now we're gonna tone it down, and you know what I'm saying? Like the whole Becky two belts, the whole all that shit was like when she was the man. You know what I'm saying? Now she's the mom.
Mhm.
Which I
It's
mean, good for her. If you watched the Stone Cold podcast that Seth Rollins was on, I love that podcast. By the way, that he does for on Peacock, just due to the simple fact that you actually get to see the real side of these people. They're not in character, and the only time you ever really see that is when they are not with the WWE and they are independent and they're on these independent podcasts. So
Mhm.
to see Seth Rollins say, "Well, Becky Lynch wanted to become a mom. She wanted to. She felt like she was ready to become a mom, and that's why she got pregnant." And
Mhm.
she was like, and they were like, "We planned this. And it's sorry, Vince, we planned it."
Mhm.
And I feel like that's I like that aspect of that podcast. If you haven't seen the Seth Rollins podcast
seen
yet,
Seps yet.
if you don't have access to Peacock, message me. I will send you my information. You can log in and watch it. I am not even kidding. So,
Yeah, I mean, but that Stone Cold podcast alone, like you said, it's real.
yeah,
That shit's real. You can get on that and you can like first
watch
off
hours of it.
having the Undertaker on it and like you go from the Undertaker to just himself.
Undertaker's one was good. Sasha
This
Banks is
weird.
phenomenal.
Seeing all the
It's
And
just
the
realness
Bobby
from
Lashley one.
yes, the
Uh,
Bobby Lashley one was really good too. And they talk about their storylines. They talk about all this stuff. The one that blew me out of the water the most, the Chris Jericho one.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Jericho let us in on a lot.
The only time the WWE in this current generation
Yes.
has let that door open and let someone slip
Mhm.
through, it's because it
Yes.
was one of his company men.
Yes.
That's the only reason why it happened. So anyway, just to give that
uh,
outlook, you kind of see they're watering down Becky Lynch. They're pulling her back because they don't want her to get too big. Because I could tell you this: if they would have let her continue riding that train that she was on before she left to become a mom, she would already started getting movie deals. She would already been out. And then what? They would have been left with a pretty big hole in the women's division without her there. But
I
go ahead.
I don't know because like I said, I don't I think we're really underestimating how big and how over Bianca is. Like I really outside of Charlotte, I think Bianca's the biggest female in the company.
Well, yeah,
Like
now
Bianca is like
Yeah.
like she's different. Like she's different.
if she keeps on
Mhm.
climbing, we're going to see the exact same thing happen to
It's
her
the
that happened to
exact
Becky
same
Lynch.
thing. Like
Yes. That's the scary
it's
part.
organic and you can see like she just has Bianca has that it factor to her. You look at her, that's a star. That's a star.
She is a star.
All right, Dukes,
you t-
go ahead, man. I know you have something that you want to say, and if it's WWE, you ain't shit. I swear to God.
If it's Bianca, ain't that I'm an exit stage left.
uh, uh, um, y'all let's talk about the women's division. Basically, Bianca, Bianca Belair is the next woman in charge. Right now, it's just a sole fact of you have mostly the four horsewomen running running the show.
3 out of 4.
And
Bailey's still out.
She
That's
is.
that's that's uh that's my other favorite.
yeah, but
I miss
I was
Bailey.
like,
I think you
so
meant something else
let's
about
say,
Bailey.
Nah, she's a great wrestler. I miss
Yeah, I
Bailey.
know.
No bullshit.
I was about to
Nah,
say you're probably missing that
I,
ass.
Nah,
I do,
nah, nah,
I do,
nah.
but
That's not
I'll
for
say,
me.
is the simple fact of if she was there, a four horsewoman will be running the whole division. Then you have your second tier. You have Oscar, your Bliss. Coming up after that is your is Bianca, and only Bianca, and probably Ripley, and that's it. Other than
Mm,
that, no one else.
So you're telling me Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler is nowhere near in any of those tiers?
the way that
Mm,
they're painting Shayna Baszler right now, it sounds like she's about to get a pretty big push. So
yeah.
I
Yep.
seriously doubt
But
that.
my point is, but when the last time you see a push from Shayna Baszler, it don't go anywhere after
Right when she
What the
first
tag?
popped up on NXT, from NXT to Raw, she didn't. She was originally going to get a push, but then she didn't, and then she got lost in the mix, and then this whole Nia Jax thing happened. So I mean, this could be a situation. She bided her time. The opening presented itself, and she walked through it. So I mean, we're gonna have to wait and see how that pans out for her. But as of right now, it does look like Shayna Baszler is getting a push.
Mm,
And I
that.
think, and here's the thing, with everything that's going on in the world right now, I think one of the biggest things is now they're trying to reach into the LGBTQ community, and with Shayna Baszler, they're doing that.
they are.
So
I'm still trying to figure out Rhea Ripley. Like
she's
it's
married.
like one minute she
But
looks like a lesbian, and one minute she don't. No, sorry,
Um,
sorry
this
for the for
just
the
like
for
say
the bad grammar.
Shayna, she's by as well, but I'm saying like this. Now you said they're saying yeah they try to push Shayna Baszler because LGBTQ community and whatnot. That's fine. But where do you think she'll get the opportunity to actually win a championship? Which side?
uh,
Raw or SmackDown?
well, we need to see what's going to happen with the Raw title, Raw Women's title first. We
Yeah.
need to see if Charlotte's going to drop it, which that three-way match is it for the SmackDown or Raw title?
SmackDown.
SmackDown.
SmackDown. And the person
So
I sit there and see for SmackDown winning it is kind of sorry to say it, it's gonna be Sasha.
Hmm.
You take a look at it right now. Bianca's on Raw. Becky, she gonna have to be on Raw.
Mhm.
mm,
Who
That
else
means
is
if
on
Becky's
Raw
on
that?
Raw, that means Seth Rollins gonna be on Raw.
Why is Seth Rollins gonna get moved to Raw?
Cause Becky,
mm,
you like any couple, anybody that's in a relationship gotta be in the same brand.
I mean, for the longest, Naomi and Jay weren't.
yeah, for years they weren't on the same brand. I think since this last
They
draft,
was.
before this one, they weren't on the same
But
brand,
they
and I think
Oh,
even before that.
no.
no, they always was in the same brand.
No, they weren't.
No, they
Always.
No.
weren't.
No.
Yes.
Right?
She was
Yes.
on
They
Right.
Raw
all
a few
Naomi's
She's
been
months
been
on
on
Raw.
ago.
Raw this whole
Yeah.
this she's been on Raw for like the last year, and Jay has been on
Yeah. And
SmackDown.
Jay's been at
And then
SmackDown.
before
but
that, it was the other way around. I think Jay was on Raw and she was on SmackDown.
No, the
Yeah.
Usos has been on SmackDown for a minute now. Actually,
No,
the
no, no.
same
I'm
thing.
saying that before
This
the draft before this the draft the draft that brought Naomi over to Raw, I think is what brought the
Jay.
Usos to SmackDown.
Yeah.
And then that draft before that, I think the Usos were on Raw and Naomi was on SmackDown.
no, they was both on SmackDown. They both went to Raw.
How'd they both go
Naomi
to
on
Raw?
Oh
two.
my
we're gonna have
god.
to fact check that.
We're gonna fact check this, but as for the moment, for the time being, again, going back to what I said earlier, your opinion is null and void right now because we got to check that because I could tell you this right now, they've been off each other's brands for well over a year. But anyway, we are going to move on from that because the main thing that was going on SmackDown this past week was the draft. So, moving on to the next show, which is AEW Rampage. All right, we're gonna get the highlights for Rampage. I could tell you this: probably the best hour of wrestling I watch on Friday this past week, hands
I
down.
agree.
Oh, Dukes got
Yeah.
excited. Oh yes. All right, so starting off right out the gate, I like this, but also too, I think the ratings dip whenever they do this too. Brian Danielson versus Nick Jackson.
Mm,
Why do they
what a
always
match.
start with a main event match?
I think the reason they do that is because the ratings seem to dip at the end of the show as the show goes later on, so they want to put the main event in the
But I mean,
opening.
it's only an hour. How
It
can it? It's
It
only an
is.
hour. How will the ratings dip in an hour?
I don't know, but I feel that's why they do
And
No.
it.
it's
Like
Friday. There's no sports on Friday. Basketball isn't happening right now.
yeah.
So there's
No,
no
no.
sports on Friday. No one's really watching watching baseball because baseball doesn't really show up until like during in the middle of the week.
Yeah,
And
It's,
nobody
I
and
agree.
only old people watch baseball.
Hey,
I
don't
only I
don't talk about my Yankees, all right?
only reason why I
forget your
say that.
Yankees. Hey, at least mine clinched their division already, so you can go do something with yourself there, Mike.
Hey,
oh,
hey, well, I'm still in the wild card race, okay?
Hey,
Us Red Sox are still in the wild card race, so
the
I
tech,
ain't
the Houston Astros are already in, so they clinched.
all I'm all I'm
Oh,
Love
saying
to
so
is
be
you
the
root for
bad
that
guys. Love to be the
for
bad
that pack of
guys.
I have no
cheetahs.
room
That's
to talk in this, so
pack of
you have it.
cheetahs. Okay,
Don't hate
gotcha.
on us. Don't hate on us.
Pack of cheetahs.
So overall, the match between Brian Danielson and Nick Jackson, I thought it was good.
It
There was some high spots in it that I liked, but really, the big thing to talk about really didn't happen until after the match. All of the
Oh
elite showed up to the ring to help Nick Jackson, and it looked like they were about to start something with Brian Danielson with him being by himself. But then here comes Christian Cage, Luchasaurus, and Jungle Boy out to the ring to help protect Brian Danielson, which all it's leading up to, it's going to lead up to a huge faction versus faction match, either
they're
at
doing they're
full
doing
gear.
kind of doing that next week on Dynamite.
Oh,
It's
so they
gonna
are
be
doing it next week.
yeah
Okay.
on their anniversary, so they're doing the Elite versus Danielson, Christian, and Jurassic Express.
Yeah. Which I'm
I was
sorry.
right.
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, but
Go ahead.
I was right. 2020, Naomi was she was drafted to a Raw in 2020, and Jay Uso was drafted to SmackDown.
So you see, they
And
were
I
separated for a year.
and I'm gonna go to
that was
2000. I'm gonna
Jimmy.
look at 2019. I'm gonna go look at
Well,
2019.
just keep looking. Just
Jimmy was hurt. Remember, because he had the knee injury. He was
yes,
out for 9 months.
yes, and that's how Jay got
Uh,
all this rub from Roman Reigns during that time when the Bloodline was first starting. But anyway, we're gonna table that because we're already on the other show. But
My
Mav,
bad.
keep no, you're good, you're good. But anyway, so pretty much that's how the that match, first match of the night ended. Um, Overall, I thought it was a very good match. I really enjoyed it. So moving on, go ahead, Shar. Do you have something to add to it?
I agree with you. That match was amazing.
All right, so
Daniel,
go ahead.
he's been at another level since he switched over.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, big time. All right. Also, we had a match in the women's division. It was a
Oh,
three-way. It
oh,
was Thunder Rosa, Nyla Rose, and Jade Cargill.
the ending of this match was so freaking brutal.
Oh
Those
gosh,
chair shots
yes.
awful. Oh my god, they were awful.
But you know what though? I am a huge fan of Rosa.
Oh, same here.
I'm a huge fan, and also knowing that she's a Texas girl, grew up in San Antonio. I'm actually not that far. I'm about 45 minutes outside of San Antonio. So I mean, I love the fact that she even does still continues to do indie promotions around the state, which I've been trying to go to them, but I haven't had a chance. But overall, this was such a good match. The chair shots were very brutal toward the end. I mean, I was like, oh my God, who's going to bleed first? That's what
Yeah,
I
those
was
were
starting to get to.
I
those were
felt my
awful.
back hurting.
Oh, yeah, I was like, oh, I was kind of moving around like this in my chair most of the night. So I was like, oh God. All right, Big Mike, what'd you have to think? What do you think about it, man? You got this look on your face. What?
I just took from it. I like Jade Carg. I like her a lot. She's probably the
I,
future of women's
she,
wrestling.
she's a future star. You can tell she's still a little bit green, but she's got
And
a bright
Char, that's
future.
exactly what I took from that match. She's not ready yet. She
No.
No,
still
she's
she
still.
still needs she still needs to be in the oven. She's not ready. I can tell she's not ready. And I can tell from that match, her and Britt Baker is not gonna be I could tell this it's not
Oh,
gonna
I'm
fit like we
dreading.
think it's going to. It's storyline wise, character wise, that's a great money match. I can tell from watching that triple threat she's not ready to get in the ring with Britt yet.
No.
She's
No.
not ready.
No.
She.
I thought for sure Thunder Rosa. I thought Thunder Rosa was gonna pin what you call it, and so Jay doesn't lose, and who's gonna get Thunder Rosa versus Britt? Like that was the logical thing to do,
It was.
and yet here we are pushing Jade too fast.
Yeah,
Here's
that's gonna be a disaster.
Yeah, I could tell you this. They are going to wait for a big pay per view for Britt Baker and Thunder Rosa to happen again.
Revolution next year.
I'm seeing Revolution. That's the one that I'm eyeballing for that because just because of the match they put on Dynamite,
That was
on
a match of the year
Dynamite
contender.
match
That's a match of the
that was my
year.
match of the year flat out. That was the
It
first
was.
match I watched. Actually sat through and watched the whole thing because remember, like I told y'all before All Out this past like a month ago. I told
Yeah.
y'all I never really 100% watched AEW. I do now, but I never 100% watched it. But I watched that match because I watched the indie stuff that Thunder Rosa has been doing, and I like it. So as soon
Mhm.
as I found out about that match, I watched it, and my God, just what they put themselves through in that match. And of course, the thing that put Britt Baker on the map, I have the shirt, that crimson mask that she wore
Yes.
at the end of the match.
Mhm.
That it was my match of the year. That match.
Oh,
So
same here.
I fully see them headlining Revolution next year.
Yeah, it won't surprise me at all.
So that's my deal on that. And then anyone want to add anything else in regards to this match?
It was a good match. I like the growth of the women's division for AEW. Just give it some time. You probably see some more, athletes from the AEW division.
That was the AEW women's division.
Yeah. They still
How,
they still need to grow. They still need to
They
grow
Yeah,
and
can
get
I
talent
just state
yeah.
what growth are you talking about?
because
Ain't
realistically,
Um,
nobody.
who have they added? Ruby Soho. They've added
Mhm.
Ruby
That's it.
Soho,
Yeah.
but
Kara
realistically,
Hogan.
Who?
What growth are you talking about?
I'm
I
talking.
ask again.
Okay, so like we were like people have been saying not just in podcasts but also on social media. They want to have the growth. You think they have the growth. They don't right now. They've added people here and there, but they haven't added that big needle mover. They have they have a homegrown one through Britt Baker, and she's
In
going to
Brett.
hold on to that title for a while because she
Yeah.
moved the needle. Thunder
Mhm.
Rosa is going to be another one that's going to be
Yes,
a
she
needle
will.
mover because of that match they had on Dynamite.
Mhm.
So that's your heel, that's your face. But realistically, if both of them get injured, where does the division sit?
It falls apart.
Exactly.
Well, then,
That's the
well,
reason why I
well,
said, what growth are you talking about? Because there's
well,
none.
wait. Talk about. Then you always talk. Then you also have Chris Atlander. You also have Ty Conti. You also have
They're
Penelope
not
Ford.
ready yet. They're not ready yet.
Bro, look at what
They're,
they
So-
did.
they're growing
Mike,
up
thank
to,
you. Mike,
they're
thank
growing
you,
up
Mike.
to that level, but you're still a ways away. You're still a little ways away from
Chris
them, like
Statlainer and
She has potential.
Ty.
yes,
I think
Ty
has
Conti, Ty
has
has-
Conti.
potential.
Abaddon.
Okay,
Ty's gonna
okay, hold on, guys. Mike, when I said she has potential, what were you gonna say about Ty Conti?
I don't want to be mean.
No, just say it, dude.
I don't.
Dude, we're all grown ass people here. Say what you gonna say.
She cannot wrestle,
be.
and y'all know she can't wrestle. Why are we doing this? She can't wrestle.
I don't want her.
She's
I don't want her to
okay
say it.
on the mic. She's okay. Like, I'm not gonna disrespect this girl. She's clearly
No,
working at her
I agree
craft,
with you.
but
I
she
feel like
can't wrestle, and we know why she gets the TV time she gets. Like,
I really feel like the bunny can wrestle better than her.
I
Yes.
do too. I do too. But like these girls, like, and I always put it to this point. Like, if Ty Conti was, forget Raw or SmackDown, if she was on NXT, she would be that girl Aaliyah. That's what she would be if she was in NXT.
In NXT?
She was.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
She was. You didn't know
was.
Ty Conti
Who
was
knew?
in NXT?
Yeah, she
Who
got
knew?
dropped. She got dropped. What I think
She
right
got
before
released.
WrestleMania.
Yeah, released.
Like right before WrestleMania, I believe she was one of those.
Well, no,
One of those
actually, it
people.
was over a year ago that she got released because I think
Yeah.
Ty Conti is about to hit a year being with AEW.
There you go. Like, it proves my point. I didn't even know she was over there. Like,
Yes, because she had that Brazilian jiu-jitsu gimmick where she would come out in a gi and then she would get out of it and then she would wrestle.
That was her?
That was her.
oh my lord. Oh, please don't tell me that. All right, moving on. That girl is one of the futures of AEW.
She's only been wrestling for 4 years, so
I can tell.
I mean,
Hey,
well,
Mike,
I mean,
she's
it-
got
to
it's
be,
room
what-
to grow.
Some take
she's
longer
only
than the
20
others.
And she's only
but I
20.
mean,
She's still got time to grow, guys.
Yeah, I'm
But
not
if
saying that she can't. I'm not saying she
but to
can't.
be on NXT where they choose to develop you because they see your talent and still not have any talent, that's bad.
I'm gonna agree to disagree with you guys. But
She's
I
like a
think
solid.
I think
She's
just
a
don't
3
see
out
it.
of 10 to me. She's
Yeah,
a 3
I
out
just
of 10.
don't see
she
it.
still
Like,
needs time. I think she still needs
So-
she
time.
needs time.
A lot of time.
So-
she needs time, but she's
But
How
my
much
point,
time?
she
Let
needs
me- How
time,
much?
but she legitimately is one of the top AEW girls. That's what
The
my
only
point
reason
is.
why is because she's teaming with the bunny, and also too, she has a really good relationship with members of the Dark Order.
her best friends Anna Jay. So
Yeah. So
How much time does she need though? Is the question because
she's
there's,
only been
there's
4
only-
years, guys. 4
but
years.
there's only
She's
so
wasted
much
so much
time you
time
can
in
give a
WWE.
person.
Okay.
She's been way too much in WWE. Come on.
Okay. So
I said,
this is
I don't have a problem with her growing. My problem is she's legitimately one of their top girls, and she's not in a position where she should be one of the top girls. Because, like you said, literally, if something happens to Britt and to Thunder Rosa, Ty Conti is all of a sudden one of their top 5 girls.
I
She
think
becomes one of their top 5, and she is nowhere near ready for that.
No,
Or
she is
Jade.
not.
Thunder Rosa.
No, I don't think Jade is either. To be honest with you, in the ring, or she doesn't seem to know how to really talk.
If anything was to
either,
happen to
but-
those, if anything was to happen to those two girls, it's going to be Nyla Rose that steps back up.
It's not Rose is going to have to carry that division. Or maybe, like I said, Chris seems like I can see it with her. She has
Yeah.
potential. I see it with her,
Wait.
but
Okay,
How
Duke,
about Karoshida?
Cheetah.
that's right.
They don't seem to know how to use her.
Who's gonna have a good match with Serena Deeb next week on Dynamite?
They hyping that matchup. I could care less.
Unless they pull something completely random out of the bag during that match to draw eyes in, I don't see it living up to the
Care.
hype.
Oh, she's gonna get her 50th win. Whoop de doo. Like
50th wins don't mean crap.
You
50
know
wins don't
they
mean crap.
better call the dude from FMW to make it a great match.
Shit.
That was a dark side of the ring jab. Just
Yeah.
got it too.
Yeah, I got it.
I
I
got
got
it.
it.
Because that's the only way that match will be good is unless they call that dude. Because honestly, ain't nobody writing no storyline better than him if they want a match to be good for her.
Yeah.
To me, the match of the week next week's gonna be that ladder match.
Oh, yeah.
Without question. That ladder match is gonna be
Hangman
different.
Page is going to come back.
You think this is it? You think this is the
I think this is it.
It has to be.
I thought they already announced the two people
No,
that they're adding.
no,
to
they
it.
announced
Joker
There's still
card.
a Joker.
The
There's
Joker.
still a Joker.
They announced. Yeah,
Oh,
everyone but the Joker.
This is
I
Hangman Page's.
forgot about the Joker.
It's
card.
This is
gotta be.
Hangman. It
I mean,
has to be.
I've been getting into arguments with people on social media saying, no, it's not Hangman's time. They're in the middle of the Kenny and Daniel Bryan storyline. You can't do that. Push the Hangman feud all the way back into Revolution or Double or Nothing next year. I'm like, no, this
No.
storyline's been going on for 2 years. You cannot keep pushing this back any further. It has to end at Full Gear.
The biggest thing that I've seen rumor wise on social media, and I had to shoot this guy down so hard when I saw this, is that he was saying that Bray Wyatt's going to show up.
No.
That is the worst possible place for him to show up.
And the only other rumored names I've seen, they don't make any sense to take the title off. Like
There's no sense.
Hangman.
It makes
The biggest name,
the other
big name I've seen is Jay White, but I'm like, no, it doesn't make
I
any sense.
I rather Hangman Page.
It has to be. It has to be
him.
I'm sorry, Bray Wyatt almost came out of my mouth because we were talking about it, but I'd rather Hangman Page only because he's also one of those pillars of AEW. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stick with your pillars, man. That's
because
how I feel.
guys,
People are gonna be so disappointed, and it doesn't make sense. And none of the people that are competing in the ladder match have a logical claim to jumping into the title picture right now, anyways.
because guys, look at it like this. It has to be Hangman Page. I agree with Shar. I agree with Mike. I agree with almost all y'all. Here's the reason why. Because you said, Mike, he's one of the pillars of AEW. Because I don't know if y'all remember that episode of Being the Elite on YouTube where they were all standing in front of the Tokyo Dome. All of them showed on their phones it was Double or Nothing, the pay-per-view, and then who was the one who debuted the AEW logo? It was Hangman Page.
Now hold on, and another key, and another Easter egg. Look at the All Out poster from 2019. Jericho was the first guy on there. He was the first champion. Next to him was Moxley. He was the second champion. Next to, on the other side, it was Kenny. Next to Kenny was Hangman.
I mean, they may have been given Easter eggs for their long-term plan. I mean, in
for
regards,
over 2 years, going all the way back to All Out in 2019.
So I mean, logically, that's the only person. Because
It's the only one.
Go ahead, Mike.
No, I was gonna say the cynic, the hater in me really hopes it's not, because everything that y'all said, it can't be anyone but him. But if it's not him, I'm gonna just sit back because I'm gonna need y'all to have that same fire and brimstone. Because if the WWE did something that's stupid, where it makes this much sense, and they didn't do it, if AEW is dumb enough to not do this, I'm gonna need y'all to light it on fire.
Okay,
light it on fire.
Here's the thing, Big Mike. I will call you on this. Just do the simple fact. What was the one thing that got me into the OTTR title picture? It was that pick that I did for Ruby Soho,
Thunder Rosa. God, I mean not Thunder. Well,
Soho.
I picked her to win. I picked Thunder Rosa to win. Goddamn Ruby Soho.
I'll tell you right now.
I'd be champion right now.
If it's not Hangman Page, I'm calling a Zoom call and I'm flipping out.
Can I
I'm
join?
just gonna say that right
Oh
now.
yeah,
Can I
well,
join in there?
hey,
Because
I
It's
say,
calling OTR,
you know what?
OTTR.
You know what? Wednesday we will do a Zoom call, and we'll all be in it to watch AEW, so we can all react.
Because I'm telling you, if Hangman Page don't come out,
I'll burn the
if
shit
they
down.
oh, same here.
if they
I
send
will
Mark
come
Henry's
there.
ass down that ramp, actually, you know what? But no, they're not gonna do CM Punk because it's too early. It has to be him. I can't. My brain
No,
can't compute
If
anybody
it's
else but
if
no.
it's
him.
not him, if it's
Wait.
not him, I will
Who is
not
it?
watch AEW again.
It's gotta
I will
be.
go back. I will go back to doing what I was doing best, watching all my
What if it's
stupid
Darby?
reality shows.
What if it's Darby?
Wait. Who's
Darby?
six? You got
No, Darby's
The,
going into a feud
the
with
ladder
MJF
match,
now.
The
I'm,
Joker card
exactly.
for the ladder
I
match.
know I know so far is Lance Archer.
It could be
Lance
Lance. Oh
Archer,
no, Lance is.
John Moxley.
I say
Mox,
Archer's in the
Orange,
match.
and Matt Hardy, and Pac and Andrade, but they're all in feuds with each other right
They're
now. They're all
all
gonna take each other out.
intertwined, which is fine. That's why they're all in the ladder match. That's
But
fine.
they're all gonna take each other out. Mox has a match with Archer in a street fight in Japan coming up in like a couple of weeks. That's gonna take
That
course.
would it would Andrade
still wants Pac, and this Orange and Matt feud's still dragging on. So I mean, the logical choice is the Joker's gotta win. It's gotta be Hangman. I mean, nothing else is
Yeah,
gonna be
because first off, the Andrade match and Pac, that match never finished. John
no
Moxley has the New Japan Pro Wrestling with Lance Archer, and then you got the other two, Matt
Orange.
Hardy and
Orange
Orange Cassidy.
Cassidy.
They're still beefing over. It's
Yeah.
just stupid beef, but I
Yes,
mean,
I agree
they're
with
not
that.
gonna they're not gonna
Matt
the
Hardy
Joker.
is there to keep everybody in line in this ladder match. That's what
Yeah,
his job is.
Yeah.
Make sure everybody's in their spot.
exactly.
And pretty much all it is that Joker comes out and watch everybody else beat each other's ass, and then
Yep.
just does what he's
Climb
supposed
the
to do.
ladder, get the
That's
ring.
it.
Yeah. Okay, so the last match of the night for Rampage, we got Jack Evans of the HFO and Orange Cassidy.
This was
Can this feud end already, please?
This is the hair for hair match.
Hair
right?
for hair match.
yeah.
Oh god.
This one match was so
we
predictable.
we already knew that Orange Cassidy was not going to lose. They were not going to shave him.
No.
And freaking Jack Evans has been in hair matches before, and we already know that his record wasn't really that great in those matches.
Mhm.
So we already knew what was going to
A
happen.
man came out with his hair up in a ponytail already. Like, hello.
Like, cut my shit off, please.
And that already it was a spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, we already know what happens. Jack Evans winds up losing to Orange Cassidy. The match was very predictable, but overall, he has the barber come out. He has best
The
friends
Dark
come
Order
out.
comes-
Dark Order comes
Dark
out.
Order comes out and makes a human wall.
Yeah,
Eh,
against the
Hardy's
Matt Hardy's
HFO.
HFO. I don't get it. I don't get
It
it.
I'm
made
over
them look really bad too. That Matt Hardy was like, you know what? We out, boys. We'll
Yeah.
retreat.
Retreat?
He left him on the ground.
Your
What?
man's is about to get his hair shaved. Y'all not
They
gonna
don't
go in
care.
there and
He's
go
like,
all out.
And
Yo, get out of my face, Matt
Yeah,
Hardy.
it's
Get
worth it
out
for
of
him.
my face.
yeah,
You just buried your whole team, your
Yep.
whole stable right there.
If it was Jeff Hardy, they would have been fighting.
yeah.
Exactly. Like,
All right.
Table.
So
Yep. Go ahead, sorry.
no. Go ahead, man. Go ahead and finish up what you're
I
saying.
was just gonna say if the tables were turned.
Yeah, Matt Hardy would have had everybody running into the ring to prevent his head from being shaved. Yeah. All right, guys. So that is the end of the review for Rampage. Overall, it was a very good show. If short, sweet, to the point. I'm still not 100% on board with the whole main event at the first part of the show. I still feel like that the Nick Jackson, Brian Cage, and the whole Orange Cassidy match should have been flipped. Orange Cassidy should have opened. It would have still been a good match, a good opening match. They would have still kept people because people would have wanted to see the Nick versus Brian match. But
Mhm.
anyway, that's just my own personal
I
opinion.
feel like when they do that though, that opening match, they never have enough time.
Yeah.
They just never have enough time,
To be
and
honest,
that bothers me.
it could have been two matches in that hour long series. It could have been either the Matt Hardy Orange Cassidy thing, or else the three way fight
Yeah,
between the women. That match and the Nick and Brian match, those two could have been the main matches, and they could have gotten 20 minutes, at least 20 minutes each. So that's my personal thing.
actually, it could have been all three of those matches for all three of them 20 minutes apiece for that hour-long segment.
That's true. It could have been 20 minutes apiece on that. Yeah. Um, okay, so we're just gonna jump into a little bit of new stuff. On Talking Smack earlier, they did do some drafts for both Raw and SmackDown. For SmackDown, they picked up Tony Storm, Aaliyah, Mace, Drew Gulak, Mustafa Ali, and Mansoor. So Mustafa Ali,
Wait,
what?
Aaliyah as in Rey Mysterio's daughter, Aaliyah?
No,
No, NXT
Oh,
Aaliyah
okay.
Aaliyah.
was in NXT.
Okay, all right.
The chick that used
Look,
to be with Robert Stone.
Yeah, she used
okay,
to be Robert Stone brand. And
all
then
right.
for Raw, Raw picked up Nia Jax, Dewdrop, Zelina Vega, John Morrison, the 24/7 champion Reggie, R Truth, Dre Maverick, T Bar, Akira Tozawa, Otis, Chad Gable, Apollo Cruz, and Commander Aziz. So we already see that there's some flip flopping going on with some people who aren't getting very great storylines on Raw. They're jumping over to SmackDown. We saw a couple of teams get split up. We saw T Bar and Mace get split up in the draft.
Thank goodness.
I want Donovan Dajakovic to come back.
He might.
And I hope so because I'm sorry, he's the one. He was Mace, right? Or was he T
Yeah,
Bar?
T-Bar.
he,
T Bar?
yeah. Mace was the
Perfect.
black one.
Perfect. Because now this brings Keith Lee and Donovan back together on the same brand. Those matches they had on NXT. Oh man. I'm sorry, but if they do that right, that'll be some fun stuff to watch. But that's some of the draft stuff that happened over the weekend. So not many big names moved. I mean, Tony Storm is a big one. I'm kind of surprised they didn't announce that on Raw. And well, no, she's on the same brand. She debuted on SmackDown, right?
No, she
Yeah.
debuted on Raw.
No, I thought
She,
she.
Raw. SmackDown.
I thought she was on Raw because she didn't. She tag with Who did she tag with? She tag team with somebody recently.
Let's see. Let's see. Let me look.
On SmackDown, bro.
It might have been SmackDown.
It was SmackDown that she debuted on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, so overall, just the big names. I mean, Tony Storm, Mustafa Ali. I consider him a big name just because of what him and Mansoor were doing on SmackDown. Well,
And
not
it's good that
SmackDown
they're
on
both
Raw.
going.
Yeah,
It's kind of dope that they're both going though.
yeah. And then
Then I'll be a tag team.
the big one that I'm kind of excited for is John Morrison. This is going to 100% put him on his own,
Thank goodness.
and I hope, but it's probably not going to happen. I hope he finally gets to pull out some of that stuff when he was Johnny Mundo, Johnny Impact. You know,
Or Lucha Underground.
well, Johnny Mundo
Uh,
is Lucha Underground.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
You know, he
So
gets to
that
pull out
means
some of that stuff.
so that must be his wife coming up from NXT.
Mm, she says she wants to make a name for herself outside of John Morrison. So I think she's probably going to stick around in NXT a little bit longer. I think she's going to actually get a title reign before she actually leaves NXT. So
Who's his wife?
um
Ricky Monette.
Okay.
Yeah,
Frankie
Oh,
Monet.
Monet,
Monet.
Frankie Monet, Monet or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Monette or whatever.
The girl with the little puppy
Yeah,
Yeah.
walking around with the fucking dog. Fucking
and
bullshit.
then
All right.
I
So
go ahead.
no, I'm sorry to say it, but like how I see it from the whole draft, I can see it as Street Profits ahead of Raw. I could see, like I said, I could see um Shinsuke and, and Rick Boogs over to Raw as well. David Priest to SmackDown, Usos to SmackDown, Mia Yim to Raw.
What?
Yeah,
Who?
Mia Yim.
Mm. Oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I honestly forgot that she still was on a roster. To be honest,
Who?
Mia Yim, Keith Lee's wife.
Oh. She wrestles?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I completely forgot to be 100% honest. And when she
I
wrestles,
thought she
she's
only
actually good.
She was
I
in
thought she only did
Retribution.
like the Royal Rumbles. That's it.
nah,
Oh,
She
she
was
was part of
she
she
was
was part
she
of,
was in Retribution.
yeah, she was a
Oh, that
retribution.
was her?
Yeah.
I didn't know that was her.
Yeah.
I thought it was some other Asian lady.
No, it was her.
I thought it was Oscar's former tag team partner.
No.
Oh my God.
Kyrie Sane?
Kyrie Sane, are you serious,
She's in
dude?
Japan right now.
Oh my
She's
God.
been in Japan for a long time now.
All right, guys. So that is just our little news brief. I wanted to go over some of the draft picks for Talking Smack. Big Mike, do you have anything to add about some of these drafts that happened on Talking Smack?
I mean, no. Shout out to Aaliyah for getting called up. I don't know what really she gonna do,
I don't
but
know what she's gonna do either.
probably gonna take Zelina's Vegas spot on SmackDown. But no, mm-mm.
All right, guys. Well, we
I
are
think
at
they need to trade New Day back to Raw.
Yeah.
I
That's it.
agree.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
the only way I could see that happening is if, let's say, worst comes to worst, they do it as a storyline that
The
the
Usos
Usos
get
get
drafted,
drafted to Raw, and
and they
then
want
they
them
do a trade.
and the
Yeah.
Usos get traded to SmackDown, and the New Day get traded back to
Yeah,
Raw.
because Roman's going to pull some shit where it's like, all right, let's get these
Yeah,
guys the fuck out of here.
didn't he say in his promo to Heyman to make sure the Usos get drafted to SmackDown?
Yes, he
That's
did.
why I'm very interested in Raw because if they do this right, I need the Usos to be like the last team picked or something, just to build
Yeah.
that suspense up. Because
Oh yeah.
the fact that Roman said leave him for dead, I was like,
Something's gonna happen on Raw.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So we are at the end of the show. We're gonna go ahead and go around the table. You go ahead and shout out your socials. You go ahead and give out your shout outs. If I hear OnlyFans, I am going to mute you. So go ahead and go around the table, guys.
First Lady, you're up.
You can follow me on Twitter at MoxCrew2021. My Instagram is at Charlene M. Kadia. And I don't know. Looking forward to this amazing run my boy's gonna be on this month. He's got a match coming up at the end of October in an open challenge that was just announced tonight against Jimmy Jacobs.
Hmm. All right,
Big
Mav.
Mike.
Oh,
Oh, okay, I'll
go
go.
ahead, Mav.
Okay.
go ahead, man. You got it.
All right, I want to give a huge shout out to everybody for listening, watching, enjoying, um, and just having a fun with us because this is just us being as real with you as we're going to be with ourselves.
Absolutely.
I just want to say that they need to bring New Day back to Raw
Mm-hmm.
because I
Mm-hmm.
am very upset about this. And if WWE, I know you guys are listening, so you better bring New Day back to Raw, or else I'm gonna flip shit and not watch WWE ever again.
All right, Big Mike.
Strong threat.
I know, right?
It's not gonna
Uh,
happen. I mean,
Never say
I won't
Strong
be.
never.
words.
I'm just gonna say I'll never be on this podcast again if I don't watch WWE.
All right, Big Mike, go with it. Go with it.
uh, well, you know what it is. It's the first OTTR champion. This guy. Uh, just follow me on the socials. I am underscore MBJ. You can follow me on Twitch. I am underscore MBJ928. But I've done, I think, 2 streams on it. So yeah, not yet. We not up on that yet. But Twitter, IG, college boy.
All right.
You got a new headset too.
Yeah, look at
Everybody sees new
and new
headset.
camera.
And the new HD camera.
and a new
I'm
camera.
looking great.
Look at his haircut. He's like, I look fly
You
today.
gotta look
I'm-
fly for the podcast. All right, Big Dukes.
Let's shout out to my the lovely ladies.
Oh dear
wrestling,
God.
Danny Carter, Still Dashwood. Um, you already know. Tasha Steeles, Kara Hogan, all day, every day.
I'm just waiting for him to say shout out to all the Cougars.
I was thinking about doing that, but I was like, nah. You know what? Yo, get the merch. So I'm saying all day. Get the OTTR merchandise. I have some coming soon. So we all should grab some. Everybody listen out because this is how we are. We are having fun. 24/7. About the merch.
All right, guys, and as always, I am your new OTTR champion. I don't care about the first champion all over here and him saying, "Oh, I'm the first," and all this other stuff. Make sure you tune in to us on all the major streaming platforms. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Anchor, Spotify, and also Spotify Green Room. Every once in a while, we'll pop in there as well. Make sure you hit the
Audio.
merch. Yeah. And make sure you hit up the merch as Dukes was talking about. It is connected to all of our social media stuff on Instagram, on Twitter. Just make sure you hit us up, hit the follow button. We do this not just
Slides.
got to get the slides too. You got to hit the slides.
Or the
Eh,
coffee cup.
Oh, the coffee cup. Oh God, freaking Blackheart and that freaking coffee cup. But as always, guys, we appreciate you. We love y'all. We do this because we love wrestling. So you
Yes.
make sure you continue to follow, share, subscribe. Keep it going, guys. Share it with everybody that you know. And we will see you next week. We will have our fearless and also very scared leader back. Jumped in for 10 seconds and then made us try to make us feel bad after he leaves after those 10 seconds, but it is what it is. Guys, thank you so much. I am the OTTR champ. I am the Underball Cyber Yeti. Thank you so much. We will see you next week. Guys, it's been fun. Thank you. Yes.
So you're back on the